Firsthand. It comes as you have thousands of people who are on the ground trying to find the rest of those victims. It's been 1 week since the Guadalupe River surged over 26 feet in just 45 minutes, trapping and pulling people from their cabins, tents, and trailers.
Fox's Brooke Taylor in Kerrville. America is listening to Fox News.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Hot and humid this afternoon. Partly sunny skies, 95. Maybe an isolated thunderstorm, but thunderstorm here and there this evening. Also tough to find, otherwise partly cloudy, 74. Saturday still offers the best shot of some scattered thunderstorms under partly sunny skies. Let's really pay attention to the skies Saturday. Some with heavy rain and lightning, 90. Things calm down on Sunday. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show Live, sponsored by Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Air Comfort Service is hiring licensed journeymen. Don't have a journeyman license? Air Comfort Service will help you get it. Get guaranteed hours year-round and more. Apply online at aircomfortservice.com.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
You have done about some of the safety and research you've done on what you use to cloud seed. Now, I want you to please address a larger question, which is one that is somewhat broad and perhaps even religious. But are you playing God? Are you messing with things that you shouldn't be messing with when it comes to the weather?
I get this question all the time, and I totally think it makes sense to ask it. My intention is to serve God. I think that in Genesis 1:26 through 28, and then throughout the Psalms and the rest of the Bible, God tells us to take dominion over and steward creation, both for our sake, creation's itself, and then to honor him. And so if there are droughts and we have the tools to mitigate the damage done by them for our sake and for nature itself, then we should deploy those for the sake of tending to and stewarding the world. And if we weren't to do that, if we were to ban cloud seeding wholesale, despite knowing that it's safe, despite knowing it could help alleviate these problems, we'd be abdicating our God-given responsibility to be stewards of the world.
Okay, ooh, a biblical response there on the importance of cloud seeding. Are you saying, Annie, what is it that you're talking about? Welcome to the Annie Fry Show. We're happy you're here this Friday afternoon. That was the CEO of Rainmaker. His name's Augustus DeRico, and he's talking about cloud seeding. How much do you feel like you know about cloud seeding, Ryan?
In this poll, I'm leaning toward what's cloud seeding. I'm just okay. Well, I'm not talking about a poll then.
Asking you a question.
What I'm saying in response to your question is I don't know that much about it.
Have you heard about it, though?
Yes, absolutely.
In what context?
In conspiratorial contexts.
Like
almost
crazy.
Almost only in that context.
Are chemtrails and cloud seeding connected?
Ooh.
Do we know?
I haven't divin into that world.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a great show.
But from my understanding, no. I don't think they're connected.
So cloud seeding is something that I would say if I heard it 2 years ago, I'd be like, okay, you're one of those.
And I didn't want to be one of those.
Yeah. Will Cain, though, on Fox News, I think it's definitely this week, is talking with the CEO of a cloud seeding company. So it's not fake. It's not an illusion. It's not something that is a fabrication of some lunatic's mind who puts their tinfoil hat next to their bed at night. They probably leave it on while they sleep. That's not.
Have to.
That's
I'm just saying you have to. If you're going to wear one, you got to wear while you
I'm
sleep.
glad we're all establishing where we are right now on this issue. Well, that is the YouTube live chat poll, as Ryan just alluded to. Are you concerned about cloud seeding? That's the question that we're asking. We have 4 options for you. What's cloud seeding? Which I think Ryan is just at the top of the show divulged his position on this poll. Is that correct?
Pretty much.
I was going to dedicate a whole segment to asking you that question later.
We can still do that. You should come back later for that segment. It's going to be highly entertaining.
We'll pretend like that didn't happen. No, I think a lot of people are going to be right there with you, Ryan. What's cloud seeding? Next option is it's a hoax. There are a lot of people who are like putting their hands up and saying, this is, you guys sit down. Stop acting like people are controlling the weather. Third option is it's scientific and helpful, which I think is where that CEO of Rainmaker was probably sitting, because he said when Will Cain asks him, are you playing God? His response is from Genesis. And he starts talking about how the brains of men should be used to further the process of how we feed our people, and he's got a pretty good answer for it. I'll say, like, his response is prepared, and it doesn't seem to me to be emotionally charged, not sensational. He seems to be understanding and convicted in what he's doing, and he's on Fox News on the Will Cain show talking about it. So it's not like it's a secret, at least at this point. That kind of mainstreams it for me. So it could be scientific and helpful. You might think of that and maybe have a lot of examples as to why it has been scientifically helpful. The last one is it's conspiratorial and dangerous. You've got a kind of a conspiracy mind about it, and you worry about the dangers of cloud seeding. A lot of people are pointing to the fact that 2 days before the Texas floods, it appears as though there was cloud seeding taking place in Texas. Have you seen that report?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. If your child perished, if your loved one perished in those floods, and you know that took place, I am shaking my fist at the sky every day for any reason I can. I'm looking for somewhere to lay blame.
I want to know anywhere that it could be. Yeah.
If it caused a single drop of rain to fall to contribute to that flood, I want to know.
Even the other conspiracies about, well, this is all because the government did that, I would want to know if I were a parent. I'm not saying that is the case, but I would want to know everything.
Completely. And if you discover that it did cause it, how do you litigate the compensation? You cannot. It's what has been lost in Texas is irreplaceable, and that's the great tragedy of it. There's nothing that's going to be injected into what took place, and we're going to go, oh, well, that makes sense. Or, that'll do it. That's not going to happen. The tragedy, the story gets worse every day. And we're to the point now where a lot of people are having these discussions about cloud seeding. I'm going to be the first, unless, Brad, you're an expert on cloud seeding?
I have heard of it, and I remember learning about it in grade school.
Sounds like a no. Not an expert?
No.
Okay. So unless you're an expert. Ethan? Expert?
I got nothing.
Oh, he's got nothing on cloud seeding. He's, in fact, making a tic-tac-toe board right now. But if he studies up, researches on cloud seeding by the time we wrap the show, I don't know that anyone's going to become expert-level cloud seeding scientists here. We know for a fact that it does exist, and we have a lot of questions. And I wonder where you folks are on that very issue. That's why we're asking you today in the YouTube live chat poll, are you concerned about cloud seeding? Let us know your thoughts. Honestly, if you're somebody who's super into the conspiracy angle of it, I want to hear it from you. I like to know where the conspiracies lie, so that if I get to the point where I'm starting to think a certain thing, I just like to know if I've got one toe in the conspiracy world.
Can I just say something quickly about conspiracies?
No. Now.
They are so entertaining. Conspiracies, I can see why people go down those rabbit holes. I've gone down those rabbit holes. I've just not done this one.
Yeah.
This has never been one that I'm like, ooh, that's cloud seeding. That's my dad. My dad is super into meteorology. He loves weather.
Outed.
He's probably studied this topic. I have no idea.
We'll have
but this isn't
Mr.
my
Wiggins
area.
on the show in the 1 o'clock
He'll
hour.
call in. Tell us all about chemtrails and cloud seeding.
I don't know if you got that cleared, buddy.
I did not.
All right. He knows how to get a hold of you. When we come back in about 8 minutes from now or so, we're going to speak with Rick Santorum. Excited to have this conversation. When people like Ryan continue to emphasize their dismay over the One Big Beautiful Bill, what was your biggest criticism of it, Ryan?
It spent more than it took in.
Didn't cut enough.
Didn't cut enough.
Spending hasn't been cut enough. The fiscal conservatism seems to be missing. And in a practical sense, I feel like this Congress is going to be able to only do so much, and they need to do 100% of what they're capable of doing. And in doing so, they need to consider it an inning in the game and not the end of the game. You have not won the World Series by passing the big, beautiful bill. You might have won the first inning. Maybe you're up 1-0 or something to that extent. But the budget, which the One Big Beautiful Bill isn't the budget. I think this is so confusing. It's so confusing for me, so I assume it's confusing for people who just dip in and out of this stuff. You want a balanced budget, right?
Yes.
I want a balanced budget. We all want a balanced budget. How do we get to the place where that happens? Because it's not going to happen this year either. I'm predicting right now that whatever the budget is that this Congress puts together, Ryan, you're not going to like it.
I think that's predetermined.
Comfortable with that wager that I'm willing to make?
Yeah.
You're not going to like it.
I'm with you.
Do you think it might be better than the Congress before it?
Yes. That's also 100% going to happen.
Progress. Well, how do we make sure that the people who we elect to represent us actually have to adhere to something that isn't just like a whim of the people? Like, I think we should really stop spending more than we're taking in.
What he's done. The problem is when you do another party, especially if you're running on some of the issues that he talks about, that would end up, if he funds Senate candidates and House candidates in competitive races, that would likely end up meaning the Democrats would win all the competitive Senate and House races.
So Ron DeSantis, governor of Florida, is talking about Elon Musk starting a new party because Elon Musk is much like what Ryan is saying here. He probably knows a little extra than we do in this room. He's like, okay, they didn't do the fiscal conservative thing enough. I'm going to take my ball and go home and start a new ball game at my house. And Ron DeSantis is here saying, this is not the smartest way to go about it.
So look, I'm a Republican. I don't want to see that happen. I think if you want to, get involved and hold accountable, we do have a problem in the Republican Party with these D.C. congressmen. They always run saying there's out of control spending and they're going to spend less, and they never do it. And so there's a gap between the campaign rhetoric and then the performance. Elon was doing Doge, and a lot of Congress didn't want anything to do with actually adopting the Doge cuts, just like they haven't wanted to adopt the Trump executive orders on immigration and all these other things, which I think you have to adopt in law if you want them to have staying power. So I think there is a lot of frustration with the gap between the rhetoric in their district and the performance once they get into D.C. But the way you do that is expose that in a primary and show that there's another way forward. Honestly, if you're concerned about the debt, I wouldn't even worry about that, because I don't think just electing a few better people is going to change the trajectory. We need the incentives in Washington are going to lead to these outcomes, really, regardless of the outcome of elections at this point. So you need to do a balanced budget amendment to the U.S. Constitution, and you can do that through the states. You can do it through Article 5. We've got 28 states that have approved this. There's another 4 or 5 that are on the docket. Once you hit 34, then you write an amendment, and then the states are able to ratify that. You need 3/4. If Elon wanted to weigh in on that and work on those state he would have a monumental impact on doing this. And we also need term limits for members of Congress. And so you can do both of those things.
Governor DeSantis making a very smart point there about how an America Party would sabotage our bipartisan, our two-party system in favor of Democrats, but at the same time saying that's not the actual solution. If you got a few people who are able to squeak through a primary, they're going to go into the bureaucracy of D.C. and they're going to get the old farts that are there who aren't having to deal with term limits, and things are going to go the way they always go, because we hear in campaigns, I'm going to do this, and then they get there, and for some reason, it doesn't happen. What ends up coming to surface here is his discussion, which I don't think he actually said the words, but we need a convention of the states, a balanced budget amendment to the Constitution. And there is a way that this can actually get done, and that Republicans can actually get this done in a far more easy path than Democrats. What's a convention of the states? I'm glad you asked. Rick Santorum is the Convention of States. He's with the Convention of States Project. He is a spokesperson for them. He is a leader of this organization. He's also a Newsmax contributor. And Rick Santorum is going to be with us when we return to talk about that very thing. When you listen to Ron DeSantis saying we need a balanced budget amendment, an amendment to the Constitution. I don't know how many of us have lived to see an amendment to the Constitution, maybe a few. But this is definitely a solution that has to be big brain stuff. And the good thing is that we have big brains involved who are already thinking about this and have the policies in place, the plan in place to make it happen. Let's talk to Rick Santorum when we come back. And please, it's Friday. I'm going to throw out cloud seeding and just let it simmer right there in the YouTube chat. Reach out to us at Annie Fry on YouTube and vote in the poll if you're concerned about cloud seeding. We've got several options there for you. Also, leave us some thoughts, some comments. I think I'm like, my mind's wide open on this. I want to know more. I want to know where you are on this. Let's discuss. Rick Santorum on the Annie Fry Show next.
She's so lovely. She's so high.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Stewart's American Mortgage. If you reach out to 314-324-4440, that's 314-324-4440. Stewie's going to be there to explain to you exactly how the bagel loan works. If I haven't done a good enough job, of course, in 60 seconds, I can't give you every great detail. But on the whole, here's what you do. You get your mortgage, which you're going to get a new house. You're going to get a mortgage, 99% of us, somewhere. You get the option of where to go. You don't have to just immediately go to the recommended place by the other people you're working with. I encourage you to check out what they're going to do, but don't make a final decision until you've talked to Stewie, because a mortgage that comes with no closing costs can save you thousands of dollars when it comes to securing that mortgage when you're looking to close and, finally get those coveted keys. If you're looking to refinance and pull out equity from your home, or just do a general refinance because the rates are lower now, you can do it without costing you anything when you reach out to Stewie and Stewart's American Mortgage. 314-324-4440. Google the bagel loan for more information. NMLS number 226715.
Injured in a rideshare accident? Whether you're driving or riding, Kaufman Townsley knows how to handle these tough cases. We fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Kaufman Townsley. Real people. Real results. Call 314-500-5000.
Tony La Russa here. Has your loss of energy and weight gain thrown you a curveball in your relationship? If so, go see my friends over at Victory Men's Health. Discreet, first-class professionals will help you hit those curves out of the park. VictoryMen'sHealth.com. That's VictoryMen'sHealth.com.
Big news for gun owners. Mark Cox here for the Range St. Louis West. You know, the big, beautiful bill eliminates the $200 tax stamp on suppressors next January, but the Range is celebrating right now. They're holding a sweepstakes for a new suppressor at the Range. The Range will give you a $300 credit toward the new suppressor, and they'll pay for the tax stamp. Suppressors protect your hearing, and they improve your accuracy. Sign up to win at therangestl.com/971 before August 15th.
Speeding while driving gives you less time to react. Another car could turn out in front of you. A pedestrian could be walking their dog. Follow the speed limit to keep them safe. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
The Annie Fry Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
And it's been the rolling
Well, meanwhile, Elon Musk has been talking about how he wants to start a third party. And there are some who are encouraging him instead to put his money behind a convention of states, which I think is actually the right idea. Elon has tons of money. A convention of states essentially would be designed to add constitutional amendments, like, for example, a balanced budget amendment, like, for an example, a limited government amendment. There are a bunch of things that could be done on a structural level that would actually help and could be done by a convention of states. That'd be the best use of the money.
So there you have Ben Shapiro talking about the Elon Musk America Party and how that's not really the helpful way to get done what needs to be done. Of course, we hear the Convention of States being brought up again, which means we're really excited to welcome Rick Santorum back to the Annie Fry Show. He's with the Convention of States Project. He's also a Newsmax contributor. Rick, thank you for being with us here today. It's a pleasure to have you back on the show.
My pleasure to be back with you, Annie. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
You bet. So we've talked to you before about a convention of states and almost in a conceptual way. But boy, there seems to be a really practical and I actually think doable way to do that convention of states right now for that balanced budget amendment. What can you tell us about how this works and how we could see this come to be?
So Article 5 of the Constitution provides two ways to amend the Constitution. One is for Congress, and that's how it's been done historically. All 27 amendments to the Constitution originated in Congress. But there's a second provision that allows the state legislatures. And you got to remember that when the Constitution was drafted, the states formed the country. The states drafted the Constitution. They came together, drafted the Constitution, and the states approved the Constitution. And the states wanted to maintain a upper hand, if you will, on the federal government. Over time, that has slipped away. And I always have to mention this. The biggest thing that happened in the amendment process is when Congress proposed an amendment to change the way United States senators were elected. Prior to 1912, in the 17th Amendment of the Constitution, which was pushed by the progressives at the turn of the last century, the progressive movement led the charge on an income tax, the 16th Amendment, and taking the states away, the power of the state legislature to appoint United States senators. And once that happened, everything changed in Washington. Everything changed and allowed much more legislation to pass. The states would always block in the Senate. They would always block any kind of expansion of the federal government because it was an impingement upon their power. The 17th Amendment changed the basic structure of our Constitution. So when people say, don't mess with the Constitution, the progressives already messed with the Constitution 100 years ago, and that's why we're in the situation we're in today. And so we have to remedy through the Constitution. And the federal government, as we have now seen with the One Big Beautiful Bill, which I supported, but let's just be honest, it did very little to reduce the size and scale of the federal government. And we see an ever-growing albatross of a federal government that nobody really is stepping up to the plate to control. Congress simply, you can see it, even though Trump was pushing for more, they just can't bring themselves to cut spending. And so the mechanism of allowing the states to come together to pass resolutions to call for a convention, at that convention, 34 states have to do it. The effort that I'm involved with, which deals with three things that would be eligible to be debated at a convention and amendments proposed under these three subject matters. One is term limits on federal office holders. So that could be elected officials in Congress or the president, the president's already has term limits, but it could be a further term limit if you wanted to, one term as opposed to two. It could put it on judges. You can put it on executive branch employees or the deep state. So that's one area that you could propose amendments. Second is fiscal limitations on the federal government would be allowed. So balanced budget amendment, light end and veto, tax limitation amendments. There's all sorts of ideas that could be floated out there that could put fiscal restraints on the federal government through the Constitution. And the final, which I think is frankly the most important, the reason we have unbalanced budgets, I go back to 1912 and the 17th Amendment, is because Congress is doing more than it ever was, and the federal government is doing more than ever was intended under the Constitution. We've sort of blown a hole in the Constitution. All these things that were the reserved powers to the states and reserved to the people have been taken over by Washington. So we can have specific amendments that could call back some of that power out of Washington, D.C., and therefore the spending that comes with it out of Washington.
So when you're assessing this moment in time, I would think you've been in politics for quite some time. You've been in the House. You've been in the Senate. You ran for president. You did well in the run for president. You had a lot of support. I remember that vividly. Is this a special moment in politics right now? Do you get a moment like this very often where maybe something like this could really come to fruition?
I have seen more people talk about this in the last few weeks than I have in the 3+ years that I've been trying to, beat my head up against the wall and get people to pay attention to this. That Washington doesn't work anymore. It simply is incapable of doing anything to control itself and to put the genie back in the bottle. And so the founders knew this. They knew that every republic had always, gone off the rails at some point, and they needed somebody other than that government itself to be able to do an intervention. Mm-hmm. And that's what the states are there to do. And look, it's not going to be an easy process. You need 34 states to approve this resolution. We have 19 so far that have approved what I'm working on. Several states are considering it right now. In fact, in North Carolina, for example, it's already passed the House and it's before the Senate right now. And we have the votes to pass there. If we can just get it to be brought up anytime soon, that would be great. That would get us 20. Kansas is another state we feel very strongly we're going to pass there. And there's a few other states that we feel pretty good about. But this movement, as you talked about, this period of time, and I give credit to Elon Musk, I give credit to Donald Trump. Both of them are drawing attention as to the size, scale, and scope and dysfunction of Washington, D.C., and that it isn't going to change by electing good people. I mean, that's just, I'm sorry, good people go to Washington, D.C., and it's just all the pressure, having served there for 16 years in the House and Senate both, the pressure is all to spend money. There is no pressure not to spend money. There's always pressure for you to do more because that's how you get votes back home, by going home and saying, I did this for you and I got this for you. I mean, look at Lisa Murkowski, who got $200 or $300 billion that was dedicated primarily to Alaska and things like that to get her vote. It's just, and then she can go back home and she can win an election because she delivered the bacon back home. That's what most politicians understand is the method to get reelected.
Do you feel we've got 31 states that voted for President Trump? So we're essentially talking, I guess, red states, blue states, but it has to deal with the state legislatures. Is this something, should it be implemented? Like how much grassroots, we're talking to people in St. Louis here, which means Missouri and Illinois alike. How much do local, from the ground, grassroots people need to get involved to make something like this happen?
100%. You go to, Convention of States Action, cosaction.org or .com, and look us up. And we were successful in getting Missouri. Missouri is one of the first states to pass the resolution. Illinois, not surprisingly, has not. But I know it's a shocker. But we can't count on the Illinois. So we have a great group of volunteers in Illinois who really, really work hard and are working in the legislature. You know what? People sort of say, oh, Illinois is lost and forgotten, and that may be true. But at some point, the folks in Illinois are going to wake up and see the absolute corruption and destruction. I mean, that's a great state, the land of Lincoln, and the destruction that the Democrats are bringing to that state. At some point, hopefully, they'll get they'll snap into it, and you may even have a chance in Illinois. So there are 29 states right now that Republicans control both houses of the legislature. And 3 years ago, if you go back to prior to the 2022 election, Republicans controlled 32 state legislatures. So it's not impossible for Republicans to get to 34 legislative controls. By and large, Democrats don't vote for this. There are a few Democrats who have. But it's going to be driven by Republicans, and the advantage is that Republicans overwhelmingly control more state legislatures than you would expect, given the Republican-Democrat breakout in the country. But as you know, and you look at a map for a presidential election, all the Democratic votes are concentrated in a handful of states. And that's the same thing with state legislatures.
Certainly. Senator Rick Santorum speaking with us right now with the Convention of States Project. I hear what you're saying about Illinois. I live in Illinois. I live across the river, and there are so many, especially Southern Illinois. It's one of those states where Cook County's got 66% of the population. A statewide candidate can win if they get 22% of Cook County. They can win that statewide election, and I think that the creep towards Donald Trump in this last election means that if people are hearing what you're saying and they want to make the effect happen at a more local level, the Convention of States is probably one of the most awesome representations of that ability to do it. Is it money that is needed to get the word out? Is it just, knocking on doors? Is it sending emails? How do people find out more about what your efforts are doing?
Again, go to COS. We have a petition. If you sign our petition, we'll be in touch with you. We boast this, and I think it's literally true. We have the largest grassroots conservative organization in the country, and we get involved, obviously, in trying to get the Convention of States passed in the legislatures, but we get involved in a whole host of conservative issues at the state and local level. We don't do too much at the federal level, but we really focus on what our founders wanted us to focus on. That grassroots activity doesn't have that much of an impact on Washington, D.C., but it has a huge impact in your community. It has a huge impact in your state. And we've had multiple district leaders, we call them, who have been elected to the state legislature, elected their school boards. And so we have training classes. We have servant leadership courses that we provide. We have Constitution classes we provide. We do a lot of stuff to try to educate. We educate our volunteers on how to lobby their legislators. So if you want to become a really good grassroots activist, then the best place to plug in is cosaction.com.
cosaction.com. Last question before we go. We're talking certainly about a balanced budget amendment and term limits, kind of in context of Elon Musk and his America Party. Yeah. This is a better way. The Convention of States is a better way than a third-party system. But if you do a Convention of States, can you tackle more than one issue at a time? Is it all or nothing?
Yes.
How do you do that?
Yeah. That's why I don't know if you know the name Mike Ferris, but Mike was started the Homeschool Legal Defense Association, argued 9 cases for the Supreme Court. It has started Patrick Henry College, which is a homeschooling college in Northern Virginia, and then went on over the last 7 years. He retired last year from Alliance Defending Freedom, which, as you know, was the lead lawyers on the Dobbs case, and he's been a Supreme Court litigator, a constitutional expert, and he and a guy named Mark Levin, you might know that name.
Heard of it?
They sort of came up with this idea that if we're going to do a Convention of States, and to do it, we have to have the areas of that would make a difference, which is fiscal limitations, and in particular, and jurisdictional limitations on the federal government. And you have to be able to have the states to come together and meet and discuss what amendments can number one, effectively deal with those problems, but also get 30, because you need 38 state legislators to ratify. So what we're talking about here are proposals that have like 75, 80% approval in the American public. And you say, well, what would have 75, 80% approval that would have any meaningful change in Washington? And I'll give you just one off the top of my head. And that is an amendment that limits the Supreme Court to 9 members.
Amen.
Because you know that if Chuck Schumer and the Democrats get control of the House and the Senate and the presidency, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to eliminate the filibuster, and they're going to pack the court, and then they're going to pass all these bills and have the court sign off on all of them, and we'll probably never win another election. And so stopping court packing is the most immediate thing we can do to stop really bad things from happening in this country. I mean, they're bad in many cases now, but they could get a lot worse if the Democrats seize control again.
Oh, man, so much more to discuss with you. We're speaking with former Senator Rick Santorum. He's with the Convention of States Project. We hope you'll come back because I think that this issue might continue to be a hot one, and you are our first request on it, and we're so grateful that you had the time for us today.
God bless you, Annie. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Take
Bye-bye.
care. Bye-bye.
Ryan, let's go.
I've loved this project and this organization. Rick Santorum is one of the big voices on this topic. There are several others, but he is a champion for the Convention of States, and it is something we absolutely need to keep track of and keep talking about.
Yeah, if it's something that's fresh and new for you, if it's not something that you know a lot about, look into it because it's kind of cool and it puts some of the power right back here within the state legislatures. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on X @AnnieFryShow.
HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com. Call them at 314-227-9636, 314-227-9636, and talk to them about the concrete lifting that they offer. It's an advanced, cost-effective solution that raises and levels out your concrete with minimal disruption to the space at your home. Talking about your pool deck. You guys have been enjoying a hot summer next to the cool pool, but that unlevel concrete is dangerous, and it's a hazard, and it's also kind of ugly. Get it fixed in a cost-effective way by utilizing polyjacking, which uses a polyurethane foam injected under concrete, and it raises it up. Call Home Shield Foundation Repair. Talk to the owner, Matt Hayes, this family-owned and operated business. They're going to come out and see what your situation is. Then they're going to talk to you about how they can help you solve the problem. And honestly, they'll be real with you if they're like, you know what, this is a little bit too big of a deal. You got to take all this out and replace it. They'll tell you, but chances are they can fix it, and it's going to be way less costly than the concrete replacement. 314-227-9636, HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
97.1 FM Talk is proud to support the first ever Brendan Donovan Charity Clay Shoot happening Thursday, August 7th at Strouthleman Farms Club in Weldon Spring. Join Cardinals standout Brendan Donovan, teammates, and local celebs for a day of clay shooting and community, all to benefit Team Red, White, and Blue and their mission to support veterans' health and wellness. Don't wait. Sponsorships and shooter spots are going fast. Visit teamrwb.org/Donovan now to sign up. Show your support and make a difference for those who've served. 97.1 FM Talk, backing our veterans every step of the way.
Mark Cox here. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call my friends Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group. They'll show you how to link to the market without the risk. They're the official financial advisors of my show. Go online to retirementkey.com.
1 hour from now, roughly about 1:30 or between 1:30 and 1:40, right around there. Come back. We're going to give you one more chance to win tickets to see Collective Soul. That show is on the 17th of this month, so just a couple weeks away. And be the 17th caller when you hear Collective Soul song. That'll happen in about an hour. 12:39. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
JerryKelly.com.
The YouTube live chat poll for today is, are you concerned about cloud seeding? We talked a little bit about it in the first segment before we just had a nice little discussion there with Rick Santorum. All of the different layers of checks and balances that are part of how our country, all of it is to make sure that the people are protected from their government and that the people have a say. That's why it's a republic. And the Constitution is the reigning supreme document that governs all of it. It's not just a simple majority. It's why it's a republic as opposed to just a straight democracy. But I don't think that there's an issue more popular. Rick Santorum was talking about not packing the court. I completely agree with that, but I think that that's even more in the weeds than just saying term limits. I think term limits would be, above all, the most popular across red states and blue states alike, to say you do not get to live in Congress and get rich sitting there. Especially now. It's even more ridiculous in the time of people who are in the House who have just become social media influencers by virtue of their location in elected office.
Yeah. You know, you could make an argument, though, that people would become even more so that when they're in Congress, that they would want to grab attention quicker because they wouldn't be there as long. So I'm for term limits, but I'm not necessarily for short-term limits. I think there should be a limit, though.
I don't think that people would. I don't think it would make it worse. The people who I'll go back to what I say all the time. Like, get a piece of paper out right now and write down every person in Congress that you can list. Hopefully in your list is actually also your current representative. Because there are a lot of people who would maybe be able to name 3 or 4, but wouldn't know who their own representative is.
Or wouldn't know the difference between a House member and a Senate member.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, that's the norm.
Yeah,
that's the norm. You people listening to the show are the weirdos, and so are we. We're happy to have you. But the people who we know, I mean, like Lindsey freaking Graham.
Lindsey freaking Graham. Do tell. He's actually the person I think of when I think of term limits. Him and Mike Madigan.
Is it the Catalina wine mixer?
from Step Brothers?
Is that what it's called? The Catalina wine mixer?
Something like that.
Where they're like, the Catalina wine mixer.
Yeah.
It's like the event of the year, and you just say Catalina wine mixer, and just, yeah, if you know, you know. There's the Catalina wine mixer, and there's Lindsey Graham. What else do you have to say?
You know that was not a real event until that movie, and now they have a real one.
They created a Catalina wine mixer? Yeah. Watching Will Ferrell, and then you add in John C. Reilly, it's addictingly uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You can't help, because the allure of what they do is they put their version of comedy in the midst of the most normal situations. It's not like, oh, I cannot imagine myself being in this like super resolute tropical location with all these fancy people. They're at the country club, or they're at a ball game, or like Buddy the Elf is eating gum off of the rail in the subway. I mean, it's just like, I feel like I can experience that myself, and you can't stop watching. But you get term limits for somebody. You get term limits out there, and you start talking about the Lindsey Grahams of the world. Like, what is Lindsey Graham bring to the table other than he's a secure red vote.
Yeah.
He's going to go, especially if Trump's in office, he's going to do, my opinion, Lindsey Graham is going to do whatever Donald Trump tells him to. Is there any daylight between those two? When Trump is not in the picture, then he's kind of out there floating. He's looking for his next, thing to hitch to, and I don't think he's opposed to Donald Trump.
I don't either.
He's just a politician.
He is a politician, and the only reason right now, because he does, like we always say, Fetterman talks a big game, but he votes Democrat. Lindsey Graham is a solid Republican vote.
But
so I'm not complaining about
Fetterman
that.
has voted to confirm some of Trump's people. Fetterman has actually taken votes that I don't think are super high risk for him.
Right.
But I would, if I'm Fetterman and I'm in Pennsylvania and it just voted for Trump, to me it seems like John Fetterman is the most adherent to the people who he thinks sent him to do that job, not the Democratic Party, which is why he's so problematic for them. But he was still sent there by Democrats.
Totally. And same, like, the other side with Graham, and my point is about Graham, that he's just a loud voice for some of the hawkish, traditional Republican stuff. And he doesn't necessarily vote any different way, but he's a loud voice for it.
And there aren't very many of him left. They've been replaced in pretty significant fashion. Wiggins, America Next, the B or not the B, with Ryan Wiggins when we come back. Don't go away.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on X at Annie Fry Show.
I got all the answers to your questions. I'll be the
TheDiamondShop.net. When you reach out to the Diamond Shop online, you can learn how to become a VIP. Super simple. Bottom of the page. Sign up and save extra because you're VIP. If you are looking to shop here pretty soon, today's the 11th. On the 14th, their sizzling summer sales start. So what I would suggest you do is go right now, sign up, Become a VIP and start browsing online and see the beautiful priceless pieces that they have there. These are, I mean, when you invest in something from the diamond shop, this is something that's, how to say this in a non-crass way, it's going to last longer than you do. And you can pass that down through generations. So you're really making a strong investment in something that is going to be very meaningful to you and to generations to come. So you want to make sure that you're going to a place that you can trust. It's an important purchase. You need to be respected. Your budget needs to be respected. And that will absolutely happen when you go to Clayton. Walk in the store. You sparkle when you walk into the diamond shop. It's so pretty in there. They've been in St. Louis since 1910, and I hope you'll go visit them for your next purchase. TheDiamondShop.net.
Hey, it's Matt, your leaf filter trusted pro. Gutters are an often neglected part of the home. They're also one of the most important. Clogged, overflowing gutters can cause serious problems like foundation damage or basement flooding, which can cost thousands of dollars to fix. Let's face it, cleaning gutters yourself is not only a hassle, it can be dangerous. But when you get Leaf Filter, you'll never have to worry about cleaning clogged gutters again. Get started today by visiting leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free inspection. If you decide to move forward, we'll professionally clean, realign, and seal your gutters before installing our patented stainless steel micro mesh system. Leaf Filter keeps out everything but the water. And it's backed by a lifetime transferable no clogs warranty. So you're protected for good. We're in your neighborhood and ready to help. Visit Leaf Filter today for a free inspection and estimate, and you could save up to 30%. Visit leaffilter.com/radio. That's leaffilter.com/radio.
The Mark Cox Morning Show.
Monday, why haven't interest rates dropped? Is it time for a change at the top of the Fed? We're going to talk to Ty Lassiter of Lassiter Capital at 8:20.
The Mark Cox Morning Show, weekdays from 5 to 9.
You see, in every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. You find the fun, and snap! The job's a game. And every task you undertake becomes a piece of cake, a lark, a spree. It's very clear to see that a spoonful of sugar.
The bee or not the bee.
So rudely interrupted the Disney Queen there.
Not a spoonful of sugar, but a grape full of sugar. I've been eating those
Don't eat
today.
that right now.
Why
Put
not?
it back down.
Oh, okay, fine.
Nobody wants to hear that.
I was hoping you could talk for a little while. Maybe
This
do a
is
couple
the
of these
one
stories.
segment that you do. It has
but
your name on it.
I got food right now. All right, the bee or not the bee. These are stories that are either from the Babylon Bee, which would make them fake headlines, or they're real headlines, and I'll read each one. You got to tell me which is which. First one, quote, there is no Epstein client list, say Epstein's clients.
Oh, no. B.
It is indeed the bee, though skeptics maintain that Epstein's client list mostly defined and existed was being concealed by powerful elites to keep it secret. The powerful elites were adamant that that was not the case. Quote, don't be ridiculous, said one powerful elite. Quote, as one of the people who is named on the Epstein client list, I can
somebody
say,
who could speak with authority.
as one of the people named on the Epstein client list, I can say with full confidence that there is no Epstein client list.
And I would know.
Please stop asking about the release of the Epstein client list. Thank you, because it doesn't exist, and I would know because my name is on it.
Does it give a name? Does it say who
No,
that
it
was
just
by?
says one powerful elite.
Okay.
That's all it says. Next one, Jamal Bowman claims black people are called the N-word daily and links it to higher rates of chronic disease.
This is real. This is old, too.
It is. It's a week old. Quote, the reason why heart disease and cancer and obesity and diabetes are bigger in the black community is because of the stress we carry from having to deal with being called the N-word directly or indirectly every day.
See, where he gets you is the indirectly thing. How do you argue with that?
Yeah, that's very true. Like, you can't go, wait, you, and he goes, I said indirectly. Oh, well, you could just kind of make that.
I'm going to just say that my experience in, like, my lived experience, which is not anybody else's, it's mine, I never, ever hear that word said. Ever.
I haven't I don't think my entire adult life.
It's not something that is ever used in conversation around me or places that I am. My personal lived experience, it does not come up. It's not something that people, oftentimes people will be like, oh, well, it happens in conversation and with certain circles or whatever. That is, I'm confident to say it never, ever is said around me or the people who I'm with.
Yeah, and I can confidently tell you, I got a group of friends that like to joke a little bit. They like to joke about crass things. Still have never, ever even heard that word in jokes.
That's on the opposite side of it's out of bounds. Completely out of
they
bounds.
don't do it. They just don't do it. All right, Gone Woke, new Jurassic Park movie has a woman in it.
B.
Yeah, I'm gonna go B.
I'm a huge Scarlett Johansson fan.
This is the B. Audiences have come away disgusted, stating that putting a woman in a movie for inclusion purposes was insulting. Quote, they want to make you believe that a woman could fight a dinosaur,
That's
which
bullcrap.
is insane.
The DEI hire in the first Jurassic Park was the male, which was a transgender male, because they were all supposed to be girls first, correct?
Wait, which
the original Jurassic Park. The reason they couldn't breed is because they were all girls.
Oh,
but they
the
used
dinosaurs.
Dino DNA, frog DNA, and frogs could change.
A dinosaur.
They could change sex, and that happened in the wild, and then life found a way. That's the Olaf synopsis of Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Chomp chomp, rawr, rawr, raptors, T-Rex, curtain falls.
It's freaking awesome.
We'll make 8 more movies.
I was very disappointed in that plot hole because my
Spared
parents.
no expense.
I was 12 when that movie came out. My parents were like, "Oh, good, we're not going to see any dinosaur sex in this movie because they're all females." And then they start changing, and we're like, "Oh, great! Here we go."
Today, you have identified your parents as no dinosaur sex in this movie. It's how you say they talk, and then in the first segment, you're like, "Oh, my dad is huge on chemtrails."
No, in meteorology. I didn't say you knew anything about that topic.
That's not how it came out.
But my parents definitely did not want me to see any T-Rexes banging. All right, the rest of the story is that one moviegoer said, quote, everyone knows only a man can fistfight a velociraptor. The suspension of belief they're asking of you is ridiculous. Wokeness kills everything it touches.
Also, in the first Jurassic World, whatever her name Howard is, does the whole thing in heels, which was an important part. And that is the only part of that movie that I found unrealistic.
I can never remember her name, Bryce Dallas Howard. I always call her Bryce Fort Worth Howard. It didn't come out very well, though. James Gunn releases film about the importance of accepting morally upstanding white immigrants who speak perfect English.
True?
But also
the B.
The boys have it. This is the B. It's kind of the story that the world needs right now. Gunn told journalists at the film's red carpet premiere, I really wanted to capture how important it is for our society in America to prioritize allowing immigrants into the country who will immerse themselves in our culture, learn English, and stand up for our laws. It's the perfect movie for the new American Golden Age. Said James Gunn, director of Superman. Yeah, it was the B.
Thank you.
I really wonder. The movie could still do really great, but we'll never know if it could have been greater. Like you can't measure. If it totally tanks, then I think that we'll see. I don't think it's going to tank. I kind of feel like the whole, this is woke thing. I think people are almost done caring that on the conservative side. Like we fought some battles here and we've won some battles in the boycott world, but I'm not 100% sure that as many people, we're just kind of tired of it. You like Superman? Like you said you like Superman?
I do.
If you want to go see the movie and decide for yourself, I still like that movie. And you can still, at the same time, be like, James Gunn is an idiot.
You know what else I'm really tired of? Is like 2 weeks before a movie comes out,
chemtrails.
Some random person talks about chemtrails being in the movie, and then I can't see it because I'm worried about my health.
Yeah, in the movie theater.
No, I'm talking about right before the movie, somebody comes out and says something mildly controversial on purpose that a lot of times has nothing to actually do with the movie. If you go see it,
That's
you're like,
literally what happened with this.
I didn't even see. Well, I don't know what's in the movie yet because we haven't seen it. But sometimes you watch it and you're like, there's nothing like that in this. All right, next one, real quick. Jasmine Crockett says the guys who tried to assassinate Trump were Trump supporters.
I don't know, but that tracks. I'm saying real.
I'm going to say real.
As well.
This is real.
God, she's dumb.
This is real. Quote, violence coming violence is all coming from MAGA, not the left, she said.
Ladue has never gotten as much attention nationally as it's getting for being Jasmine Crockett's home.
Listen to the rest of this quote. Even the two who tried to kill Trump are Trump supporters. Ah, yes, the classic signs of being a Trump supporter, trying to kill Trump, says the article.
That checks out.
All right, let's take a quick break. In the next hour, we're going to do our next question segment. If you have any questions for us, you can ask us anything. YouTube live chat poll, and then come tell us. Are you concerned about cloud seeding? YouTube live chat poll. We'll be right back.
Upgrade your family vacation with an unforgettable escape to the Palm Beaches. From outdoor adventures and laid-back beaches to thrilling family attractions and animal encounters, the Palm Beaches have something for everyone. Discover premier resorts with creative kids clubs that will keep the little ones entertained while you enjoy world-class golf and spas. We are the original, the one, the only, the Palm Beaches. Plan your trip at thepalmbeaches.com.
Do you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is letting everyone know about great debt relief options now available to help people with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of your credit card debt. Get a free debt relief consultation when you call 800-586-4040. 800-586-4040. 800-586-4040.
What's your favorite four-letter word? Chances are you've said it more than a few times dealing with this crazy world we live in. But at Compass Retirement Solutions, our four-letter word of choice is hope. Hope for a better tomorrow. And hope that your retirement plans don't take a back seat. You've watched inflation soar, and maybe your retirement future feels a little uncertain right now. But all hope is not lost. Find out exactly how much risk you're still taking with your investments. Find out how you may be able to save big on taxes. And find out how having a written retirement plan just might give you the hope you've been looking for. Call today to set up a meeting. 314-373-1598. That's 314-373-1598. Compass Retirement Solutions. 314-373-1598. Firm offers insurance services but does not provide tax advice. Investments and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory firm in Missouri and Illinois. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
Gain peace of mind that your flooring and carpet installation will be done right the first time when you hire the experts at Michael's Flooring Outlet. They give all their clients attentive personal service, even bring toys for the kids of the household. It's a family-owned and operated business for 25 plus years. They make sure you make the right choice for your home. So if you have carpets or hard floors, you're going to be happy for years to come. 3 convenient locations in St. Charles County, 116 Main Street, in Old Town St. Peters at Mid-Rivers and Highway 70, in West County on Olive, and the store in Darden Prairie. Michael's Flooring Outlet, IGotFloor.com.
We, without hesitation, recommend that anybody work with ThrottleNet. The experience will be as good as it's been for us, for anybody, because you'll get a true partnership and you'll be able to rest easy that you're going to get the service that you need while they're also doing all those things that you don't want to have to think about, that you don't want to have to worry about. They're always doing that in the background for you.
Don't wait for your next IT crisis. If your business depends on technology, you need a partner that's got your back. Contact ThrottleNet.com to get a free IT evaluation and see how we can support your IT everything.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-500-5000.
That's 314-500-5000.
All on the free Odyssey app.
On the ground in Texas, Lisa Brady, Fox News. The president and first lady arriving a short time ago, 1 week since the flooding that's killed at least 120 people. More than 170 still listed as missing as the search continues in difficult terrain.
We have teams that are sifting through piles of debris along the entire length of the Guadalupe River. We spoke to one man whose RV, truck, and other belongings were swept away in the flood. He says searchers have found several of the victims on his property.
It's horrific. Everything is gone.
There are growing calls for accountability because of warning delays by local officials in a region that's known as Flash Flood Alley. A red alert was only issued after the tragedy, and you have many visitors and campers who come to this area. They don't sign up for those red alerts.
Fox's Brooke Taylor in Kerrville. Texas officials have promised a review of the emergency response. The president taking an aerial tour before meeting with officials, families, and first responders. No no deal for the man suspected of plotting the 9/11 terror attacks.
An appeals court throwing out a plea deal for Khalid Sheikh Mohammed and 2 co-defendants, which would have allowed the accused 9/11 mastermind to be spared the risk of execution in exchange for a life sentence. It's the latest twist in the decades-long saga involving the man charged with planning one of the deadliest attacks ever on the United States. He was captured in 2003 and moved to the military prison at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. The court, by a 2-1 vote, finding then Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin was acting within his authority in 2024 when he canceled the plea agreement.
Fox's Lillian Wu, the son of Mexican drug kingpin El Chapo, just pleading guilty to U.S. drug trafficking charges. America is listening to Fox News.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
It's hot and humid this afternoon. Partly sunny skies, 95. Maybe an isolated thunderstorm, but thunderstorm here and there this evening. Also tough to find, otherwise partly cloudy, 74. Saturday still offers the best shot of some scattered thunderstorms under partly sunny skies. Let's really pay attention to the skies Saturday. Some with heavy rain and lightning, 90. Things calm down on Sunday. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show live, sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Air Comfort Service is celebrating 55 years of residential and commercial service, maintenance, and installation of heating and cooling systems. Get in your comfort zone. Visit aircomfortservice.com.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Are Americans afraid of climate change? And the answer is Americans aren't afraid of climate change. Climate activists have not successfully made the case to the American people. I want you to take a look here. Greatly worried about climate change. We have data going all the way back since 1989. Look at that. It was 35%. 2000, 40%. 2020, 46%. And 2025, 40%, which is the exact same percentage as back in 2000. Despite all of these horrible weather events, the percentage of Americans who are greatly worried about climate change has stayed pretty gosh darn consistent, which kind of boggles the mind a little bit. Granted, everything that we see on our television screens, our computer screens, the hurricanes, tornadoes, the flooding, but yet greatly worried about climate change, 40% in 2025, the exact same percentage as back in 2000. Are Americans afraid of climate change? And
we have a conflict in progress of climate change fear. Are you afraid of climate change? Have they successfully made you be spooked? I actually feel like they might have achieved the opposite of the intent, which is when things do happen, when patterns do show, because I believe in ebbs and flows. I believe in ice ages and heat waves and all of that stuff. I think climate changes, which is why they stopped calling it global warming. Because if you call it climate change and you're like, well, the climate changes, it's kind of hard to be like, no, it doesn't. That's not how it goes. But there are people who have heard the phrase climate change, and now anything that comes along with the concept of climate change, you just turn your nose up to and think like this is just some sort of political angle that's being played to try to control me, to extort money from me, or to give permission to the government people who are trying to run this country to implement things that line the pockets of their buddies. All you got to do is look at Stacey Abrams in Georgia and know that she had absolutely zero experience in any sort of climate change implementation. And after she, someone needs to tell her, but didn't win the governorship in Georgia, she got thrown the opportunity to consult people on putting gas stoves or taking gas stoves out of their house and going with electric stoves with a company that I think it was like something as ridiculous as like $100 was the money that was exchanged in the year before it. They got a $1 billion grant. $2 billion grant. I'm just going off of your hand signals.
It was 2.
Or was that curveball?
No, I was just saying
that
peace.
Yeah, climate change and peace. This is the Annie Fry Show. Cloud seeding to me kind of fits in climate change territory when I'm thinking about how like in order to want to invest in manipulating the climate, you're sort of admitting that the climate is going in a direction that you don't want it to. The question is that a natural occurrence? Or is that something that we are, we're putting too much whatever in the ozone layer is shrinking, and we need to stop using gas stoves to make our Kraft macaroni and cheese and save the world. By the way, Kraft macaroni and cheese, we had this conversation. My husband makes great homemade mac and cheese, but sometimes you want Kraft macaroni and cheese. And we had this whole conversation in our house. Like, it's the McDonald's cheeseburger compared to other cheeseburgers. Sometimes you want a McDonald's cheeseburger, but if you want a great cheeseburger, it's probably not a McDonald's cheeseburger. Do you like Kraft macaroni and cheese?
I understand what you're saying. And yes, Kraft is its own taste, but so is Ninja Turtles. If you want the Shapes ones, you got to go for a Shapes one. Like
we're still talking about macaroni?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we're not talking about actual Ninja Turtles.
I thought that my transition was jarring. Can't talk about macaroni and cheese without bringing up the Ninja Turtles. Somebody map that for us. For me, specifically.
Can I just say something quickly about climate change?
I really feel like right now everything's on the table.
I learned everything I need to know from the movie 2012 with John Cusack.
I didn't watch it.
It was a fantastic movie where climate change happens so suddenly that if you're in a city, it just starts freezing and you have to run from the freeze.
That's not the one that knocked over the Statue of Liberty, is it?
I don't remember. There was one with Jake Gyllenhaal, too, that they were very similar, came out about the same time.
Spider-Man?
No. Oh. Bubble Boy.
Oh. Is there anything about climate change that you think is useful? Like the concept of it? First of all, do you believe that is there anything about the climate change activism that conservatives would do themselves a favor to, like, not just immediately reflexively be like, nope, not gonna listen, that's crazy talk? Is there anything?
Well, I would go back to the early 90s and say there was a hole in the ozone.
I would totally go back to the early 90s.
And we all banded together to make products, aerosol products that didn't destroy the hole in the ozone anymore.
Or your hair. Didn't destroy your hair.
And that was the way climate activism is supposed to look. But then because it went so well and everybody was like, oh, this is great. We kind of came together and solved a problem. The people usurped it and just hijacked the whole movement for power and money. And now it's hard to discern the difference between somebody who's genuinely telling you, hey, no, this is something we need to be concerned about and address, and those who have co-opted the movement for power and money.
My understanding about our efforts to limit pollution, eliminate pollution if you can, is that one of the reasons why that the Earth could be warming is because we did too good of a job. I've heard the suggestion that when you have, I guess, filth in the air, that it filters out the sun's rays from reaching the planet and warming the planet. So when you clear up the atmosphere, the sun's access and properties can actually warm the Earth more. So if the temperature were going up, it's because we were successful potentially in actually eliminating, like this is a weird sentence. Pollution was really big when we were kids. Do you know?
Oh, yeah, Captain Planet.
Yeah.
But
he's our hero.
The concept of pollution, this is weird too. This is something that I think my kids won't even be able to understand, if even believe me. Remember when, like, don't litter became a really big thing?
Yeah, I do.
It used to be that people would throw trash out their windows on the highways, right?
Used to be. Yes, I'm just kidding. I don't do that much.
You said a lot there.
Yeah, that was a huge thing. It was a PSAs, stuff everywhere about it.
$10,000 fines for being caught throwing trash out your window. But people did used to throw trash out the window.
Yes.
Like, that's something that we did. That's crazy.
And speaking of which, is there anything worse than seeing somebody do that? Just take a McDonald's bag, just roll the window down, just throw it out the window. That's so gross.
So bad. And they do it still.
But I mean, not like...
No.
It used to be.
It used to be a bigger problem. Although, I mean, we still have trash around, but you don't see people throwing trash out the window as much.
I don't think I've seen anybody just throw a brown, greasy bag out the window. Like, I can't remember ever seeing anyone.
I've seen it a couple times.
And I guarantee you, if somebody did that, was it you?
No, it wasn't me.
If somebody did that, anybody who saw them would call the police on them. That would get reported. You're not that person?
I don't report it. The couple times I've seen it, I don't report it.
Somebody around that sees it is calling that in.
It is, I will admit, it is a shock to see.
But
somebody just doesn't care.
But we grew up in a time where people just did it to the extent that had to be implemented. Like, guys, knock it off. This isn't, you can't just throw your trash out the window when you're done with it. Did we have super clean cars in the 80s?
Yeah.
Just think about being so repulsed by the leftover bag of fast food trash that you got 5 minutes ago. You scarfed down the food in your car, and you're going to be home in 10 minutes. And you're like, I can't live like this. And you toss the bag out the window.
Did we have less disposable stuff? And, like, you were moving less, so you didn't have as much junk in the car?
Have drive-thrus always been a thing? Did drive-thrus become...
Yeah, they've been a thing since I've been alive.
Mm-hmm. The 20s?
Since the 1920s. Yeah, McDonald's was around then.
Pull your horse up to the window.
Yep.
I'll have 2 cheeseburgers and a carrot.
Because they didn't have concrete yet.
Do people really come up to you and tell you you're not as old as...
They have. It's not funny.
It's hilarious.
It's not.
Why'd you say it like that?
What did I graduate? 1 year before you or 2?
Oh.
We're all the almost exact same age.
No.
So much so that to do something where, like, the young guy comes in, we got to bring in Ethan. Because it ain't you two.
That is untrue. I am measurably younger than you.
You're not the young guy, I'll give you that.
No, I'm not the young guy. I'm the young girl.
We should get. That's what me and Brad had a meeting. That's how, if you never heard the beginnings of the Annie Fry show.
Me and Brad.
This is how it happened. Brad and I came together. We said, this is a pretty good show, but we could use a young woman on it.
Yeah, we need somebody named Annie.
And then we called around. We heard, oh, Annie, and she was here. That's what's crazy. She was already in the building doing digital stuff. And we're like, maybe we could just use her on the show. And therefore, it became the Annie Fry show.
This show existed like 5 years before you ever graced the doors of this building.
That's the origin story. And it's the title of this hour. And I'm editing out everything you said after I got done.
God dang it, don't do that. I almost want to tell people not to subscribe to the podcast. Because that's where Ryan has free reign over controlling how it is we talk about this show. The podcast, yes, it does exist. Everywhere you get podcasts. I encourage you to go to the Odyssey app, AUDACY. Did you know you can stream 97.1 FM Talk anywhere, anytime? You can also listen to the podcast. You can also read the podcast if that's all that you're into. Honestly, if you listen to the show and you don't want to listen to the podcast because you already listened to it, but you do want to see the nonsense that Ryan puts out about this show, you should just subscribe to the podcast. You'll get the alerts, you'll read the headlines, and then you get to go about your day.
It's worth it. It's just an extra little token for your day.
I don't know. Jury's out. Ethan's local and sports news next. Don't go away.
Man, you snap a finger or wink your eye.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
Air Comfort Service, they work residentially, but of course they also work commercially. You got a repair that is needed. You want to make sure you get somebody who is going to be honest with you, tell you exactly what the problem is, but also give you options on how to resolve that problem. When we had a furnace issue a few Christmases ago, first call was to Air Comfort Service. They came out, they assessed the situation, and they told us this is how you can fix the furnace, but also maybe consider replacing it. They gave us our options. They gave us numbers. We made a choice based on what we could do with our budget. Air Comfort Service is going to treat you exactly the same. I'm a customer of theirs. I stand by the experience that I've had as a consumer. When they come into your home, when they come to your place of business, you are going to get honesty and integrity. And that is incredibly important when you're making an investment like some sort of maintenance plan with Air Comfort Service, repairs, or an installation of a new system. 314-513-0091. 314-513-0091. AirComfortService.com.
Man, the heat has been killer for our comfort in the last week or so. We got swamped, and I'm not going to tell you to call me when we can't take care of you in a reasonable amount of time. But I've been hearing this, and it's interesting to where people want to get prices for new equipment. A word of advice on what you replace it with if you do not call me. Keep this in mind. Don't jump the shark and say, well, the more I spend, the more my bills go down. You and only you know what you spend a month on your utilities for cooling and heating. If you were told you need a new air conditioner or you know it's just not working for you, call me, Bart Inman, one easy number, Missouri and Illinois. The only number, Missouri and Illinois, is 314-293-2600. God bless.
Speeding while driving gives you less time to react. Another car could turn out in front of you. A pedestrian could be walking their dog. Follow the speed limit to keep them safe. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
Check it out. Sports and local.
Sponsored by Boredom. Take it away, Irfin.
You're terrible. Not to our Ethan.
I promise next week I've got them all ready to go. It's all listener suggestions for Ethan's segment.
Has anyone voiced any?
Not in these. Not in this section.
We want you to come up with the name and voice Ethan's local and sports segment, and you do that by downloading the Odyssey app if you've got it already, and I know a lot of you do. You go to 97.1 FM Talk, like the play button where you would normally stream, there's a microphone there. Just like talk right into your phone, record something, and you do get to check what you've recorded before you send it off, right? So if they push the button, they don't have to be scared that if they screw up.
Now, if you mess up, you can just re-record it.
Yeah.
Or not send it.
And Ryan would love it if you Send him a bunch.
Yeah, the worse they are to Ethan, the more likely they are to me.
Sponsored by Boredom. What was it?
Most of them are very nice to you next week, by the way.
Sports and local, sponsored by Boredom. Take it away, Irfan.
Irfan. All right, what do you got for us today? Bring it
Hello,
home.
friends and Ryan.
Hello.
Hi.
So today we're going to talk about the latest usage of the St. Louis Rams allocation money from the lawsuit.
Has any of it been spent yet?
Well, there was an announcement made by Mayor Kara Spencer yesterday that they were going to be using some of it for tornado relief. Nearly $20 million of the share from the settlement will be allocated towards that and recovery projects. Spencer said the city is going to use $18 million from the Rams settlement along with $1.2 million in community development block grant funds that will support the following areas. $2.5 million is going to go towards resource hubs needs such as meals, supplies, including coolers, porta potties, dumpsters. $2.2 million for unmet needs such as storage, personal belongings, rental assistance, non-congregate temporary housing. $5 million for home repairs for the uninsured and underinsured. $3.5 million will go towards case management, mental health, and legal services. $1 million for cooling throughout water stations and water sprinklers, and up to $5 million for nonprofit support, including Resource Hub and distribution staffing.
Did you say the temporary housing was congregate or non-congregate?
I'm looking for it. Non-congregate.
Thank you.
What does that mean, Ryan?
I just wanted clarification.
Thank you, Ryan. Much appreciated.
That's the friends and Ryan part.
Yeah, I thought that see, I guess that's payback for it. I thought that I was giving the payback for being sponsored by Boredom.
I wonder how this money is allocated. I feel like where this type of money gets spent and played and approved to go to certain people, how are the bids taken to do the work? Are they competed for? Is the city investing in a high quality contractor to do the work that's not just somebody's buddy? Who's making sure and reporting on the investments being made, being seen all the way through? I don't have a problem with this conceptually speaking, but to me, this is where fraud ends up running rampant, or nepotism or stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we flew we were flying back in from vacation last week. We went over, I guess that would be North St. Louis, and the amount of blue tarps still on top of roofs was, and I mean, I know it hasn't been that long, right? It takes time for, construction to happen in these things, but a lot of these people probably are the uninsured or underinsured. There was a lot of blue and white tarps covering these roofs. It was startling. It was startling to see that.
You could see the path. We noticed the same thing when we came home from Hawaii, and it was wild because you could see the streak of where this storm came from. It needs to be monitored. People need to be paying attention to how this money is spent to make sure that it actually does serve the people.
Even if you do have insurance, let alone if you don't or you're underinsured or whatever, if you have insurance, the process of getting insurance to cover your roof
it's such a headache.
Is ridiculous. It is stupid. I had a roof that clearly had hail damage, and the insurance, this is just recent.
Yeah.
The insurance said, "Oh, I think this is some kids threw some rocks up there." Like multiple kids would have to take multiple rocks and throw them 1.5 miles in the air and get them to come down like a hailstone.
Yeah, with enough speed, right, that they'd actually do damage.
Yeah.
It's just a delay tactic.
Were there like rocks like on the roof? Or was the reason that
there were a couple rocks on the roof, but
there were two rocks.
To say like, well, that's what happened here. It's unbelievable.
It is absolutely ridiculous, and I think I had even heard, or maybe we had talked about this at some point, Ryan, that because there has been the relief and there's been a lot of volunteers that have been supporting and helping rebuild homes. But, that doesn't cover everything. And apparently for people that had already been going in and having some construction done, I guess there had been some issues with some insurance companies that, it's already been worked on. It's already been touched up. We're not going to touch it now. And that's so wrong to me.
Yeah. It's like buying the extended warranty up front. Like, oh, that sounds good. And then you go to use it. It's like, oh, this is a real process.
The article from St. Louis Post-Dispatch also mentioned that the recovery office will take point on community engagement. According to the mayor's office, Mayor Spencer said the city has signed a contract with Spiritas Worldwide to bolster its tornado debris removal apparatus. Residents in affected neighborhoods will not have to do anything different. They can continue to put debris along the curb. So that, as far as who is being contracted and whatnot, that's the only thing that was at least shared in that article. Moving on here, and let's see, what's it called today? Sports and Local, sponsored by Boredom. Irfin taking it away.
Thank you,
Irfin.
A couple of unclaimed jackpot winners in the area. One in Illinois, one in Missouri.
Got to play to win.
In Illinois, there was an unclaimed $650,000 iLottery ticket, and then on the Illinois side, or excuse me, on the St. Louis side, at the Dutchtown Quick Trip, $249,000. According to the statement from the Missouri Lottery, the winning ticket was sold at that St. Louis Quick Trip at the corner of Chippewa and Gravois in the city's Dutchtown neighborhood. So, maybe double check those lottery tickets if you've won one recently.
How do you guys feel about buying lottery tickets and splitting it up with, going in on it and buying a lot of lottery tickets?
It is.
Good idea, bad idea?
It's a great idea. It is fraught with disaster.
It's a terrible idea. Just don't do
I
it.
love the idea as like a team thing. But then the minute anybody wins anything more than $10,
whatever your team was, you're toast.
You're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People won't- it'll get up to hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, you want to go in? I'm like, I do not. I'll take whatever money I was going to put towards that. Buy my own tickets. Probably feel like a total doof if they end up winning and I don't have a part of it. But man,
Oh, the more people that know, the worse. Even if you are to win, the more people that know, the worse it gets immediately, because all of a sudden, there's people want handouts and, oh, you're going to give me anything? It becomes a mess real quick.
I would wear a suit made of money.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I think that you would look
ridiculous,
like something in that.
This part would be a crop top.
Oh, it would look amazing.
So, yeah, right.
The look that Annie is giving describes it all.
Hey, I was keeping my mouth shut.
Before wrapping here real quick, just an update. Cardinals beat the Washington Nationals last night.
And by beat.
8-1 final score. It was a drumming. Miles Michaelis, a good bounce back outing, 5 2/3 innings thrown. No runs allowed, so definitely encouraging, a good sign from him. They begin a weekend series against the Atlanta Braves starting tonight, 7:15 first
Don't they
pitch.
suck?
The Braves have had a terrible year, which was super surprising because they have been one of the most consistent teams in baseball the last 5 or 6 years.
Do they have the All-Star game?
They do have the All-Star game, which, we've mentioned the last couple of days, this is the final series before the All-Star game and the break, so that'll start on Monday.
It's really exciting to see that Georgia has made such a turn on being so racist in these amount of years to get the All-Star game back.
Yeah, it only took like 4 years, 3 years?
Not even that long.
Was that 21? It was supposed to be 21?
It was right before the midterms.
That sounds
I think it was
right.
21.
21.
Or maybe 22.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
I
it had to be
think
one of those two.
Yeah.
I think it was 22.
What a mess
God,
that was.
how stupid are they? How stupid was the MLB for that? You can't to take away on the issue of minority rights. You take the All-Star game out of one of the most prominently successful black communities. Atlanta thrives with a lot of diversity. And you're like, no, Atlanta, you don't get to have this. Go think about what you've done. And then the Atlanta Braves were like, guess what? We'll win the World freaking Series and celebrate it all right here. And they did. And then the MLB had to put the All-Star game back in Atlanta. Like, where's the crow? Let's serve up the crow here. Eat the crow that you deserve, MLB, for being dumb, stupid, dumb, and expecting all of us to be like, man, Major League Baseball, they really understand what's going on in our culture right now, and we're lucky to have them. Don't make a clip of it.
It's honestly probably better that it's probably better that they have it now than it would have been then. I imagine like the economy's probably in a better place. Like there's probably I don't know.
Unfortunately, they suck this year, but maybe it'll be something. I mean,
they have good fans. It'll be a great.
When the All-Star game was in St. Louis, it was a huge deal. Was that 06?
09.
09? Okay. I mean, I remember.
No, the president was here throughout the first pitch.
That's when they first put the arch in the grass.
Yes.
And
And they had the arches all over the city and
Yeah.
Keener Plaza.
Very
It was a
cool.
lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good for Atlanta. I like Atlanta. It's a good city.
That's
Anything
all
else?
I got.
Also, the voter turnout thing has just gone up
Yes.
since that
Yes.
law in Georgia.
Stupid in every possible way.
Oh, it's going to limit voter turnout. That's the point of it. And it just goes up
Does-
every term.
Major League Baseball get credit for putting the All-Star game so quickly back in Atlanta? Maybe. But where is the put out the statement and say you were wrong? You don't have to make a big deal out of it, but put out a statement that says you were wrong, right? Ugh, I hate it when people say right. We'll be right back.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Fry Show.
The Retirement Advisory Group, 314-993-9494. I don't know if like summertime, I think in my mind about summertime as the time you get to take off. And that is not the case when you are a 24/7, 12 months a year working kind of person. You've been working for a really long time. If you still have a little bit of that sentiment where like you kind of have that childhood reflection of, gosh, it's summertime, I wish I had off. What is it like to know that retirement is right around the corner and you're about to be on permanent summer vacation? Especially if you want to like go to be where summer happens all throughout the year. Is that in your mind? I don't know. It's in my mind, and I am not close to retirement. If you are 59 and a half or older, now's the time to start making smart moves to ensure that whatever that looks like for you, whatever retirement, whatever your hopes and dreams are, that you can make sure that when you make the switch, put away the career and start enjoying the lifelong school's out for summer lifetime with retirement, you are going to be able to do that with a peace of mind. And I think that's really the thing that people want to know. Can I do what I want to do? The Retirement Advisory Group can guide you. 314-993-9494. 314-993-9494. Reach out to them. Tell them Annie sent you. You'll be very glad you did. RetirementKey.com.
When you enter a place of business, you're owed a legal duty that the place of business is safe for you to shop in. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you suffered an injury at a place of business, our duty is to protect you after that harm. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.com.
97.1 FM Talk is proud to support the first ever Brendan Donovan Charity Clay Shoot happening Thursday, August 7th at Strathelman Farms Club in Weldon Spring. Join Cardinals standout Brendan Donovan, teammates, and local celebs for a day of clay shooting and community, all to benefit Team Red, White, and Blue and their mission to support veterans' health and wellness. Don't wait. Sponsorships and shooter sponsor going fast. Visit teamrwb.org/Donovan now to sign up. Show your support and make a difference for those who've served. 97.1 FM Talk, backing our veterans every step of the way.
Gee, that sounds like a Collective Soul song. It is? Well, that means it's time to call. Be the 17th caller, and you can win tickets to see Collective Soul here at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater on the 17th of this month. Actually, it's about a week away. 314-241-9797. The phone number again, 314-241-9797. Be the 17th caller right now. You will win a pair of tickets to see them on the 17th. It is 1:34. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
$98 AC tune-up.
JerryKelly.com.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
All right, next question. We do this every Friday at this time. It's Ask Us Anything time, and we're going to ask each other questions as well. Ryan, how do you like the music today? That's my first question to you.
I see a theme, and it is making me hungry. Although I will say yesterday was probably the breaking day for me. I do feel as if the cravings have gone in the right direction now.
Sugar cravings.
Sugar cravings.
I missed an opportunity there. I could have taken that in a different direction.
Entirely up to you.
Sugar cravings are starting to dissipate?
They are starting to.
That's good. Today is a shock therapy day for you.
Yeah, but the thing is, this is the last day of my fast. So I'm kind of like, well, now what do I do? Go back to it tomorrow?
You're going to go back to added sugar tomorrow?
I don't know. I was supposed to do it for 2 days, or 2 weeks, I mean. And this is it. So I don't really know what to do.
Next question.
Question is, who is the first celebrity you ever met?
Oh my
that
gosh.
you can remember?
You go first.
When I was 5 or 6, and I only remember it because I do remember a little bit because of the meeting, but the picture still exists in my parents' basement somewhere of me and Al Raboski. And I'm holding a little big bird.
He would have been a player.
He was, let's see, 84, 85? No. Not me. Al Raboski.
Yeah, he would have been a prospect whenever you were a little boy.
No.
Oh, you're super old.
Wait, when did Raboski? Somebody, we can find this out.
He's just trying to joke.
Just messing with you.
He's trying to make you old. So he would have been a player.
In 84 still, 85?
I don't know. That's cool though.
Yeah, I
Were
remember
you scared of him?
Well, it was like...
Was he mad?
No, it was... all I remember, because I was very young, is him walking up, and I obviously didn't know who he was, because I didn't know. I'm 4 years old. And all my parents were going, oh my gosh, it's Al Raboski. And they're like, you got to go over there and get a picture with him. And I'm like, I don't want to be bold. I don't know who this stranger is. He means nothing to me. I don't know who he is. So I just remember the kind of crowd around him.
Have you met Al Raboski since then?
I have. And I told him this story.
And he said...
He goes, you look a lot different. It was super funny.
That's funny.
It was funny.
What about you, Brad?
So I was struggling with this until Ryan told that story, and the same kind of idea. The very first celebrity that I met was Ozzie Smith, and it was at spring training, and I was like 4 or 5 years old, and I remember Jim Lindemann broke a bat, and I was like, I want a bat, and then so my dad's friend said, hey, can we get that bat? And he asked Ozzie, hey, can we get that bat for this guy? And Ozzie's like, sure, and he signed the bat, and he's like, you want anybody else to sign it? I was like, Jack Clark, and so Jack Clark signed the bat, and so I've got an autographed broken
cool.
baseball bat from Ozzie Smith, signed by him and Jack Clark.
It's interesting that he asked if you wanted anyone else to sign the bat, because a lot of people would not want like John Mabry to also sign that bat. But if you have, to me, autographs. So, no offense, John Mabry. An Ozzie Smith signed bat. That's something that you are going to have the potential to sell one day for money. But if you've got some random people who mean a lot to Cardinals, and not necessarily on a larger market, when you put other people's signatures on there, it may diminish the value of it. But the experience, I mean, for me, an autograph is about an experience. I don't know that I've ever bought or sold an autograph. But that's interesting that he did give you the courtesy of asking. I can't think of any memorable celebrity encounters that I've had, like, in life. I met Will Smith on the red carpet when he came to do a promo tour.
Will Smith?
No, Will Smith from Afton.
There's a lot of Will Smiths. Just want to make sure. This is slappy Will Smith.
What was the question that you asked?
The first celebrity you remember meeting.
And my answer is Will Smith. And you want me to clarify which one?
Mm-hmm.
The Will Smith that everyone knows, or all of the Will Smiths that not many people know?
Yeah, I just want to make sure.
I'll explain it more in the break.
Okay. Was he married at the time?
I don't know. I did not ask him. He did get asked. I don't remember what the movie was. I think it was 7 pounds. 8 pounds?
Yeah, the weight of a brain, isn't it?
Yeah. I watched that movie and I'm like, that's the saddest thing I've ever seen. And then I regretted watching it. But he was doing a promotional tour for that, and he came to St. Louis and walked the red carpet. I asked him a question. I think I was supposed to be taking some pictures for a magazine that was a part of the radio station I worked for at the time. And everyone's like, sing the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And he did. He got up on the platform and he sang the whole thing. So that was, I mean, he's probably the biggest celebrity that I've ever met. I've met a lot of people who are very publicly known, but I don't know. I don't really have a lot of specific memories from growing up, stuff like that. It's just kind of like all blurs together.
Brad should see if we can get Will Smith on the show now to sing "I Like Pretty Girls"
I like pretty girls.
on the phone.
Brad, question?
Yeah. So this is kind of inspired by today's poll question. I would talk about Ryan. I talked to Ryan about this a little bit earlier. How much do you believe in Bigfoot? Like, I believe believing in Bigfoot is a sliding scale. So, like, to what extent do you believe in Bigfoot?
Explain the sliding scale.
Okay. So I saw a video. It was a guy. He was just a guy in the woods, and he was a camper, and he was doing one of those, like, I'm doing the survival thing on my own. And in the background of the video, as he's, like, showing you how to make something, you hear this loud, like, Bigfoot roar and some, like...
How do you know it's a Bigfoot roar?
Well, it was just a loud animal roar, you know. So he goes, looks back down, he goes, okay, time to leave. And he picks everything up, he packs his camp up immediately and hikes out of the woods to just get out of that area. So you don't necessarily have to believe in Bigfoot to think, oh, time to leave in that area. But
this was on somebody's social media account?
It's a YouTube channel, yeah.
This guy has a YouTube channel,
And
and there was a Bigfoot. What are the odds?
But it's called "I Don't Believe in Bigfoot," and yet this stuff keeps happening.
No, it's the only
social
video on
media.
it's the only video on his account that is like that. He is a survival person. He's always showing you how to, you know, like make an igloo in the snow, you know, make a fire.
How'd you find out about
Oh,
his
it's fed
channel?
to me in my feeds. And so
algorithm.
Yeah, I'm the kind of person that is like, all right, let me see what this guy's all about. And so I look
So
at
you were exposed to him because he had a Bigfoot video?
it threw a Bigfoot video to me.
His social media account. Okay, so your question is then, what percent do you allow yourself to
believe in something
that
like
there's
Bigfoot?
a possibility that Bigfoot exists?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a 0. Go on.
I'll say a 10% because it's not high, but I like to leave the door cracked just in case.
Just in case he wants to come in.
Yeah.
Man, if I even believed 10% in Bigfoot, I would not leave the door cracked.
Well, not physically. I meant that metaphorically. Like,
Brad?
Like that you just leave it cracked in your head for the potential that a Bigfoot could exist.
I don't believe you believe it 10%.
You know what?
I think you're lying to us.
So standing here in the studio, it's probably like a 1 or 2%. But if I go into the woods by myself, camping or whatever, and it's dark out and I start hearing noises, that goes up to like 80, 85%.
It's a deer.
Is that a deer roaring like
yeah,
that?
Yeah, no, deers don't roar like that.
No, it's Jackwagon on his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Roar,
but,
roar, roar! Stompy, stompy, stompy.
But I'm not gonna
Bigfoot.
wait. I'm not gonna wait
Views,
around to find
clicks,
out if it's not
thumbs up.
Bigfoot. I'm gonna leave.
I would wait around and video it and put it on our YouTube channel, and then we'll get in that algo. Here's my question to you guys. In the morning, you're getting ready, you're wearing socks and you're wearing shoes. How do the socks and shoes, in what order do you put socks and shoes on your feet?
Well, I usually put the socks on first, then the shoes.
It's a good one.
Is that kind of what you're looking for?
Nope.
Because it's hard to do it the opposite way. You gotta have
You've
some
never tried.
big shoes to get
I
your
don't-
hands in there.
I don't believe you about that either.
You? Shoes first, socks second?
It was funny the first time. I'll give you the first time. I don't know if you want to play this out past our break time.
Yeah, we'll see.
No, I don't. I put my socks on first.
Then your shoes?
I hate you.
I'm actually genuinely asking now.
Do you
What's
put?
the alternative?
Do you put, because you could put your right sock on and your right shoe on. You could put your sock on and then shoe. How do you do it?
Socks, both socks.
Both socks 1st.
Mm-hmm. And the weird thing is, because I keep all my clothes in the downstairs closet, most of the time I come upstairs with my socks in my back pocket and then sit down upstairs.
Do you have a routine with your socks?
Kinda.
Do you put your socks and shoes on at the same time most of the time?
In the mornings coming to work, I do.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
when
if
I
you're
don't-
getting ready to go somewhere, do you put? I put my right sock on and my right shoe on, and then my left sock on and then my left shoe on.
I thought you just said the opposite of that.
No, you asked me if I put my socks on my feet before I put my shoes on my feet. Because you're being a smart ass.
Well, the first time I was.
Huh?
The second time I'm like, what's the alternative?
It was hard to see the transition.
Mm-hmm.
Brad?
Left sock, right sock, left shoe, right shoe. But
Okay.
I don't usually put the socks and shoes on at the same time either.
What do you do? Because everybody has them. I'm not even going to ask that question. What do you do with the socks where you only have one of?
throw it away.
Do you just throw it away?
Yes.
Like you don't even wait to see?
As soon as the bottom of the sock starts to wear out, get rid of it.
No. Not that you know where one, you threw one away. I'm saying you pull them out of the dryer. There's the stray sock. You don't know where the other one is.
They go in a bin, and then you pitch the bin. Jared does more laundry than I do, but if I did more of the laundry, that thing would get purged weekly.
I keep those things for way too long.
Why?
Because I keep thinking, I'm sure I'll find the other one. And I never do.
The other key is to buy socks that all match. So my son's socks, my daughter's socks, my husband's socks, we all have like our kind of sock. And if it's a Reebok sock, maybe there's like a purple Reebok on some toes and a blue Reebok. But you can wear all of the socks intermittently, and you don't have to worry about pairing them. One thing that my children's generation, I guess it'd probably be Gen Z, did really, really great is quit caring about pairing socks.
Yeah,
they don't care anymore. Quick break. When we come back, more questions, maybe a few from you as well. Come to the Annie Fry YouTube channel and leave a comment there. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
This is the Annie Fry Show. The Annie Fry Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
TheDiamondShop.net. You can reach them through the website if you want to call them and ask them questions. But when you go to TheDiamondShop.net, the website there is going to kind of give you the lay of the land of the store. You're going to be able to understand the different types of products that they carry. But walking into the store in Clayton, that's where the real magic happens. You pair up with one of the amazing associates that they have there, a family-owned and operated business, Tom, Nikki, Mona. They are all there to make you feel very, very comfortable so that when you walk out of the Diamond Shop, your head's going to be held high. You're going to be so excited about this purchase. That's what you want when you go in and make an investment in a fine piece of jewelry. Maybe it's a watch, a set of earrings that you're looking for. I bought for my husband, I think it was for a Father's Day, a tie restraint so he could stop having to put the tie tacks in, put a hole in his ties. He didn't have to do that anymore. They can custom make things for you, but they can also connect you with really great pieces that are in stock all the time. And starting July 14th, they have a great sale coming up that you are going to love. 40% off all in-stock jewelry, including 25% off all watches, which includes Movados as well. Find them online at thediamondshop.net.
Hey, it's Matt, your leaf filter trusted pro. Gutters are clogged, overflowing gutters can cause serious problems like foundation damage or basement flooding, which can cost thousands of dollars to fix. Let's face it, cleaning gutters yourself is not only a hassle, it can be dangerous. But when you get Leaf Filter, you'll never have to worry about cleaning clogged gutters again. Get started today by visiting leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free inspection. If you decide to move forward, we'll professionally clean, realign, and seal your gutters before installing our patented stainless steel micro mesh system. Leaf Filter keeps out everything but the water. And it's backed by a lifetime transferable no clogs warranty. So you're protected for good. We're in your neighborhood and ready to help. Visit Leaf Filter today for a free inspection and estimate, and you could save up to 30%. Visit leaffilter.com/radio. That's leaffilter.com/radio.
Is your home, business, or church looking tired, chalky, or in need of curb appeal? Go Rhino. Tired of painting year after year? Go Rhino. Our unique 3M ceramic technology is perfect for brick, stucco, aluminum, steel, color lock masonite, and more. It's backed by our 25-year transferable warranty to not chip, crack, or peel. Great if you're staying, and even better if you're selling. Our ceramic coating allows you to maintain all of your architectural features. The decision to do vinyl will leave your home looking like a plastic moldy box. With Rhino Shield, in 15 years, your home will still have that, wow, it looks like you just got it painted. We've done large condo complexes, parking garages, pole barns, and commercial strip malls. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. Evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. See what we did there? Genius. Tell them, ladies.
No paint, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Jason Aldean is coming to Hollywood Casino Amphitheater on July 19th. Listen to The Mark Reardon Show starting Monday from 3 to 6. We're giving away a pair of tickets every day through Thursday.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on X at Annie Fry Show.
You know what the song's called?
What's the Nutcracker?
Yeah, you know what the song's called?
Is it Sugar Plum Fairies or something? Is it close to that?
The Dance of
Is
the
that
Sugar
it?
Plum Fairies.
Oh,
yeah.
is it? Okay. I wouldn't have connected this to
I didn't know you could dance like that. Look at him go. Are you in ballet? Are you a ballerina?
Some say.
I didn't know you could bend like that. Stop it. Put that down.
That's from years and years of stretching.
Unstretch.
No thanks.
Put it back. Next question.
The visual jokes. The visual jokes were so much better than the audio because I was doing nothing.
That's not true.
I was trying to make myself look as disgusting and sedentary as possible while she was saying beautiful dancing.
You have no understanding of theater of the mind.
Well, if you're listening, you
Next
didn't
question.
get it.
Next question. You go. It's on you.
What's the last board game you played?
Oh, Apples to Apples. It's not a board game because there's
Yeah.
no board, but that game we specifically played. Evelyn, 9-year-old, really wanted to play a game, and that one allowed us to all sit on the couch where we were. I
understand.
You know what I'm saying? I love Sorry. My favorite game. We modify it to make it way more competitive. When's the last time you played Sorry?
With my kids, maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Brad, you ever play Sorry?
Oh, no, not really.
So
I played it.
What we do, normally it's just to draw a card and make a move. We deal out 5 cards, and so you can, like, plot
Oh.
the situation.
Oh, that's fun.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's fun. And there will be people who have, like, you think it's guaranteed they're going to win, and they end up being the one, because we always play it out. Somebody wins, they sit out, and then the next 3 play, and then the 2 play, or whatever. So that you know who the real loser is.
That's a much better way to play Sorry.
It is.
Because it's just a luck game if you don't do
Go buy an $8 version of Sorry at Walmart and play that game, and you will have tons of fun. Also, this has been fun. In Christmas time, we bought Clue, and my kids are old enough now that we can play Clue with them and, like, actually play it. Because you know how, like, you play a game like that with kids, and it's like, okay, they're not up. They can't hang.
Mm-hmm.
So you play it, but you're not, like, really competing on it. We can compete with them at that. So.
The last time my kids asked me to play Clue, I said, because I'm always like, no, I don't want, they're always wanting us to play games. And about 10% of the time, I'm like, okay. But the last time they said Clue, I said, okay, let's do it. And we pulled the cards, set up the whole board. And the first room I went in, I was like, I don't know, Professor Plum with a candlestick in the hall. Nobody had a card.
That was
we
it?
opened it up. That was it. I'm like, done.
Cheater.
Thank you very much, kids.
What's the last board game you played?
It was, there's one called Carcassonne. Have you heard of this?
No. What?
It's a newer board game where you, like, play pieces of land.
Yeah.
But the one before that was Candyland. My kids were playing Candyland all day one day, and they're like, oh, we got to have some more players because they were just doing the same thing over and over. And it was a couch situation. Dad, you're right there on the couch.
Yeah.
I'll roll the die for you.
Yeah.
Okay, go
Okay,
ahead.
just roll over and grunt every once in a while.
Oh, man. I landed on yellow. That's a double yellow.
Yay.
All right. Oh, no, you don't even want to win because then you're like, I don't care to win.
Yeah.
Because
It's not
I want
worth-
you to feel good about it, and I don't care.
Now we're stealing the joy from them.
Right.
Man, I hope they're not listening.
Me too.
Brad?
The last game, actually, ironically enough, was Clue. We were on the mission trip up in Chicago, and it was just the guys in
Like last week.
Yeah, in the sanctuary of the church, which was where we were staying, and we busted out Clue and played Clue with a bunch of junior high boys.
All right. Next question, Brad?
Yeah. So my question is, what small thing instantly makes your day better?
My kids. When I walk in the door, I just thought this the other day. Mostly because Charlie was there and he did it too. But when I open the door, Molly yells, "Mommy!" Mommy! And then she comes running from the other room and gives me the biggest hug. And then she'll say something like, "You're the best mommy ever." It's way over the top, completely factually inaccurate, and it warms my heart. And then my other kids do, and like when Charlie hugs me, oh man, I love every one of those. Jensen too, I'm leaving her out, but I don't know. That's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Ryan, anything ever make you happy? What are you doing?
It's just that little hit of a York peppermint patty.
Sugar water.
And it doesn't even have to
More.
be a big one, It doesn't have to be the full size. I could eat a couple of the little ones or a whole thing of Junior Mints. Either way. But it's those little things.
Are you seriously a Junior Mint fan?
Oh, I'll eat them. Yeah, I like Junior Mints.
Your discretion on what you will and won't eat is not my question. It's more of a, do you prefer them? Do you like them?
Yeah, I like them.
Brad?
It's along the lines of what you said. It's my wife. When I get home from work, I'll open the garage door, especially during the summer, and she will open up the door in the house and just be waiting.
And
there
run
for
to
me.
you and say, "Mommy!"
No, she doesn't do that, but she just waits, and she's got this big smile, and she's just happy to see me, and so it's nice to have somebody in your life that is happy to see you whenever you get home.
Sure is. Wish I had that.
I'll send Molly over. All right. So we're gonna do X's and O's next. How'd you grade yourself on how well you prepared?
It's a wild variety of some that I think are kind of easy questions and some that are pretty tough.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a tough game because you don't know where they'll land.
Well, the battle of the Didymores is back. Tammy and Zach are here, and they're going to face off in X's and O's next. And we're going to talk about a really awesome event that they have coming up. It is Christmas in July.
Wow.
With the Didymore Group, how you can help local children. Coming up this weekend, the Didymore Group will be in here. We'll talk about it. We're going to have some fun. We'll all assess Ryan Wiggins' effort in X's and O's coming up next. Don't go away.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon for Generator Supercenter of St. Louis. And your home is your sanctuary. You need to take the first step to peace of mind with a free estimate on a Generac home standby generator from the #1 Generac generator dealer in the country, Generator Supercenter. We learned the hard way here in St. Louis during the tornado recently that power can be knocked out. But even outside of that, what if the power grid fails and it's 100 degrees here in St. Louis? You don't want to be that person. Get with Generator Supercenter of St. Louis today. Generator Supercenter of St. Louis.com. Tell them that we sent you along.
Rolling hot dogs 2 for $5 on a fluffy bun. All beef hot dogs rolling in. Hurry, cause they're on the run. Pick your toppings anyway. Roll into this deal. Pick your 2, big Q2. Roll and makes a meal. Mustard relish, sauerkraut. Ain't no need to scream and shout. Get 2 all beef hot dogs and a big Q for $5. Only at QT. More than a gas station.
Home Shield Foundation Repairs, the number to call them directly right now. If you have uneven concrete, if it's separated, you saw the crack and then all of a sudden it kind of separated and one side got higher than the other, and all of a sudden now you're like, gosh dang it, you don't want to trip on that one more time. You definitely don't want mom or dad coming over and tripping on it. Home Shield Foundation Repair can use a cost-effective method to level it all out. I can get into the weeds and explain to you words like polyurethane foam. But I think you should just call Matt Hayes, the owner, local business right here in St. Louis, and say, I got uneven concrete. I need you to come take a look at it. Really don't want to have to jack it up and replace it with brand new concrete pour. This is the cost-effective way to solve this problem. 314-227-9636, 314-227-9636 for your driveway, sidewalks, walkways, even garage floors, patios, pool decks, residential and commercial, industrial alike. 314-227-9636, HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-500-5000.
That's 314-500-5000.
All on the free Odyssey app.
The president and first lady getting a first-hand briefing in Texas. On Lisa Brady, Fox News. They're also meeting with first responders and families devastated by last Friday's floods.
Everyone here is affected. If they don't personally know someone that either lost their lives or is still missing, they know someone who lost someone. So to have the commander-in-chief and the first lady come to be able to offer support and condolences on behalf of the entire nation really means so much.
Fox's Garrett Tenney in Kerrville. The LA mayor responds to immigration raids with a new order.
Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass, a Democrat, says the executive directive she signed is aimed at supporting the city's immigrant neighborhoods and follows recent immigration operations that sparked public outcry. She says it will help city workers to know how to address immigration officials if they approach a city department.
And I just want to point out the irony for a minute, that there is a need for me to have an executive directive to help our city understand how to protect itself from our federal government. Just let that sink in.
Bass called Monday's enforcement sweep in MacArthur Park, where a children's summer camp was being held, a, quote, display of force just to put the city in its place.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. This as a federal judge in L.A. considers restrictions on raids. The Trump administration says ICE agents are following the law. The U.S. is getting its first new rare earth mine in more than 70 years, aimed at reducing reliance on foreign sources of critical minerals, especially China.
We need to have that control ourselves. President Trump set out to reindustrialize America. That means mining in America. That means control over critical things that lead to our national security and our economic security.
U.S. Energy Secretary Chris Wright is in Ranchester, Wyoming for today's groundbreaking. America is listening to Fox News.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
It's hot and humid this afternoon. Partly sunny skies, 95. Maybe an isolated thunderstorm, but thunderstorm here and there this evening. Also tough to find, otherwise partly cloudy, 74. Saturday still offers the best shot of some scattered thunderstorms under partly sunny skies. Let's really pay attention to the skies Saturday. Some with heavy rain and lightning, 90. Things calm down on Sunday. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show live, sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. If you need a new air conditioner installed this summer, call a company you can trust to install your AC properly. That will get your home cool and comfortable fast. For a free estimate on a new air conditioner, visit aircomfortservice.com.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
They got someone here knows what they're talking about.
Left up, left right, gotta love this American ride.
And you need to take some time to get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid, keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Well, that's wild. That means it's Friday and it's 2 o'clock, and we are excited to have you along with us today. We're going to do X's and O's. Excited about this as well because we have my friends at the Dittamore Group in here. Tammy and Zach, welcome back. You've done this before.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. We'll get you right up on that microphone so people can hear you. Get real close. So if I've mentioned this many times before, when you're looking for a realtor, my partner in crime here is the Dittamore Group. They know exactly what they're doing. They understand the market. They work on both sides of the river as well. Zach, I know I see you selling. Ethan's getting right in there.
I really am always curious, just kind of as a mark of the economy, how home sales are going, people who are sitting there waiting for interest rates to move. All of this that goes into your job, and you're in the thick of it every day. What is the real estate market like right now?
It's very steady right now. We could probably have a lot more sales if we had a lot more inventory. Inventory is a little bit better from last year. It's up about 4 to 5%. And home sales are, I think the prices are staying pretty steady right now.
So if you're, someone like me, and I've talked to you about this, I'm hoping to build a house soon.
Right.
And, my fear, which I can't control what I don't know. And I know that you can't predict the future, but you can kind of anticipate and prepare. There are people right now who are thinking like, okay, I think I have a home move coming in the next 6 months, 12 months, maybe it might be. Do you want them to reach out to you now when they don't really have a plan in place? When's it good to start the conversation about listing that home?
The sooner the better, because there's a lot to it. Getting pre-approved, kind of seeing what their house is worth, if they already have a home. Sometimes people want to know what their home is going to market at, if they're what they can spend on a new home.
Yeah.
So that's real important. So just kind of getting everything rolling, getting that ball rolling there, because we're in no pressure.
Sure.
Somebody can move in 2 months. Somebody can move in 6 months. We've worked with some people that it's taken like 2 years.
Yeah.
So, but listen,
Zach's like listing the names in his head right now.
Yeah. No.
But you could develop relationships with these people.
Oh,
how many times have you multiple times over bought and sold houses?
Oh my goodness. I think my record is 6.
Really?
Yes. And I have seen families, like a couple engaged, and then they're married, then they have 2 kids, then they're moving again, and they have 4 kids, and it is the sweetest thing. And then you get an invitation to a wedding, and it is heartwarming.
Yeah, you really develop these relationships.
It really is. Yeah.
Zach, I know that I've seen you have listings, and by the time I see them on your Facebook page, because I'm Facebook friends with Zach Dittamore, by the time I see them listed, if it's like 3 days old, it's already sold.
Yeah.
Things are kind of popping.
Yeah. So, and what Tammy said earlier with, reaching out early, getting your house ready, we help with staging, marketing, stuff like that. So even if your house isn't ready now, when that time comes, because I'm sure the last one you saw, that's been a 6-month process of working with them to get their house ready to hit the market. So
having that conversation earlier, because if in my, I want to have everything prepared. I don't want you guys to think I don't know what I'm doing, but I don't know what I'm doing. And who does know what they're doing? The market changes 10 times over probably from the last time people were participating in a home sale or a home purchase, that you don't know what you don't know. This is why you have experts out there. I'm always putting upon myself, I need to have all of my ducks in a row.
No.
But I don't even know where the ducks are.
No, you don't. That we walk through.
Yeah.
We walk through way before anybody's ready to list. And we give tips on, clean out your...
I'm a little bit more blunt than Tammy is on that one, too.
Yeah, but if you get
that
straight
is
to the
an
point,
understatement.
Yeah,
time
is money, Zach. Time is
Yes.
money. Let's get straight to the point.
We do have different styles.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
Well, that's great. Well, we're talking with the Dittamore Group. We've got Tammy and Zach in here. The reason why we wanted to bring you in here today is because you have a really, really cool event coming up this weekend. And I want to give you the opportunity to talk about Shots with Santa and what this Christmas in July event actually is. What can you tell us?
So Shots with Santa is going to be this Sunday, July 13th from noon to 3 at the Great Grizzly Bear in Soulard. What Shots with Santa is, we do a toy drive every December, but we decided to split up both sides of the river because we do Illinois and Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
So Shots with Santa, we decided that's going to be a fun event, adults only. So if you bring a new unwrapped toy and you donate it to us, we donate that to Cardinal Glennon Hospital, and you get a free shot with Summer Santa. So it is a super fun event. We always have a great time, and the Great Grizzly always takes great care of us.
That's great. The Great Grizzly Bear, Shots with Santa, 1027 Geyer Avenue in St. Louis. We've got the information up here on our live stream. We'll make sure that we tweet it out as well, so that you can go and support a really good cause. There's always a lot of toy drives going on around Christmas.
That's
is a
how
great
it started.
timing. Yeah.
We did it in December, and they said that by summer they're really depleted, so that we added this.
Smart.
So
super smart.
This all started from my granddaughter when she was very, very sick, and she was at Cardinal. I'll probably start crying. We almost lost her, and so she said that Christmas that we should give all her toys to the kids at the hospital. And I said, we're going to do way better than that. So, and this our ninth year.
Yeah.
Our ninth year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is such a
Yeah.
That's a heartwarming story, and it really shows how it can move into something that has a bigger thumbprint than you could ever have even imagined because of some struggles. So that's really awesome.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's this weekend. Like we said, 1027 Geyer Avenue. Please consider supporting that. You guys ready to play X's and O's?
We are.
We'll transition into that, get the drummer in here, and turn it over to Todd. And Ryan, our host. Ryan, why don't you explain what we're about to do here?
All right, Tammy and Zach, this is X's and O's. You guys have played before. Tammy, you won last time?
I did.
It was a technicality.
Thanks for reminding
But
him.
it was a technicality?
Yeah. Oh, well, okay. We don't have to talk about that. But
Zach has his official protest papers on the desk here right now.
Well, that means Zach gets to go first, I guess, then. I don't know.
That sounds fair.
But the way we play this game, as you know, is you have a tic-tac-toe board up with squares numbered 1 through 9. Each one of those squares has a corresponding question about something that probably is related to the show this week or current events in general. Probably. I mean, they're mostly related to things we've talked about on this show. With Zach going first, you will pick a square, and then you will pick one of our 2 in-room experts, Annie or Brad, to answer that question. You simply agree or disagree, and you get the square, or Tammy gets the square, depending on whether you get it right or wrong, disagreeing or agreeing. We keep playing until the board is full, so there are chances to be tied, but we have tiebreakers as well. So let's go. Zach, which square?
Number 5.
Number 5.
Dead center.
Who is answering this question for you?
Let's go, Annie.
Oh, thanks.
Annie, James Gunn, director of the new Superman movie, says Superman is the story of an immigrant, a noble story we should all unite behind. Who is the star of the new Superman movie? There are choices.
Clark Kent.
The actor who plays Clark Kent and Superman.
This sounds like a knockoff version. Go on.
Yeah, it's the B-movie version.
Yeah.
It came out of Bollywood. It is either David Corenswet, James Dorenswet, or William Gobblemeat.
I don't know the answer.
One
to
of
this.
those people really is the star.
Read the first 2.
David Corenswet or James Dorenswet?
The David one. I don't know, Zach.
I don't know either.
I should have picked the Gobbledygook one. David, I don't know. I'm sorry.
You're going to agree?
I have no option.
That's correct.
Yes!
It is David Corenswet.
Oh,
that's a weird name.
Good guess.
But Lois Lane is played by William Gobblemeat.
Okay. All righty.
Fun facts. All right.
X in the center.
Tammy, your turn.
Okay. I'm going to go with Brad.
And which
Okay.
square?
Oh, I'm going to go number 7.
Number 7, bottom left.
Number 7. And this is Brad's question, is that right?
Yep.
Okay, you have stumbled into AI. Whoops, hang on. We play the right sounder. There we go.
AI.
Well, that was worth the wait.
Yep.
This is a real clip run through AI. Tell me who said this week.
I think it's ridiculous to start a third party. We have a tremendous success with the Republican Party. The Democrats have lost their way, but it's always been a two-party system.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of people have said that this week.
Yeah.
But that one, I think, is Donald Trump.
Dramatic pause in the drumming. Tammy, agree or disagree?
I'm going to agree with Brad.
Here is who said it this week.
I think it's ridiculous to start a third party. We have a tremendous success with the Republican Party. The Democrats have lost their way, but it's always been a two-party system.
Good job.
Aside from the fact that was Donald Trump, the President of the United States, we talk about him a lot, that was a tough clip. Because a lot of people have said something very similar. But when he said tremendous success, I'm like, I think that's the giveaway.
I thought Snoop Dogg said it.
Yeah. It sure sounded like
Not
it.
sure how you would think that.
Yeah.
All right, back to Zach.
Let's go number 8.
Number 8. Who's
Bottom
answering
middle.
this one for you?
Let's go, Brad.
Okay.
Brad, school choice advocate Corey DeAngelis was on the show this week exposing the NEA Educators Union as merely a political front, pushing amendments against self-defined fascism. But in their own highly educated documents, they misspelled fascism. Which letter did they leave out?
Oh, which letter? This one I know. The S.
He seems confident.
Yeah.
He does seem confident. You're going with him?
Yep.
That is correct.
Facism.
Facism. They're going to fight facism.
Well,
It's about time. Somebody should.
Nobody was before.
That's right. All right,
And
Tammy.
they go number
I feel a
2.
defeat.
Okay, 2 for the block.
Yeah,
This is a big
Zach's
one.
threatening here.
This is a big one. And who's answering this one?
Annie.
Okay.
Ooh, Annie.
Ooh, Ryan.
Ooh, Annie.
Ooh.
Guess what?
What?
This is a guest quote.
This is a guest quote. So somebody on the show this week said this, quote, "If just gun owners come out to vote, we could flip Illinois red, but we cannot have a third term with JB."
Representative Mary Miller. Illinois' 15th
Mary
district.
Miller.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tammy says absolutely. Tammy is
For the
correct.
block.
I listened.
You were listening to that one, so you got it. That's right. All right, for the block. So we still have a Cats game.
Now what do you do, Zach? Will you say that like Gary Wood?
Still have a Cats game. What a scoop.
Okay, so it's Zach's turn?
Number 1.
Number 1. Okay.
Number 1. And who's answering that?
We'll go Annie.
Annie, you have found our audio whoopee.
Whoopee.
This is Tom Homan talking about the increase in attacks on ICE agents.
The attack on ICE officers, you've covered it many times, is up nearly percent now. We were talking 500% a couple weeks ago, so it continues.
The violence against these men and women agents continues to rise to what percentage now, according to Tom Homan? From 500%. 500% increase to now, what is it? The beep.
Are you serious?
Does that have to be exact?
Yeah, we talked about it.
I wasn't listening.
I will clarify. I think I mentioned it.
I'm not surprised by that. That's the only part of any of this that makes sense to me so far. 500% to 600%.
To 600%.
Zach.
She doesn't seem confident.
No, I just picked a number that's bigger than 500.
So no, she's wrong.
What if she's right, though? Okay, let's go with it. Here's the answer.
The attack on ICE officers, you've covered it many times, is up nearly 700% now. We were talking
That's right.
I was so hoping you were going with it because I knew that one. You did?
Yeah, you?
She does. She pays more attention to the show than I do.
She really does.
Okay.
Zach, I don't know. Your
I
tone
listen
there makes me
every day.
nervous.
I listen every day.
We love you for it.
Tammy knew it. 700%.
Number 9.
All right, number 9 for the block, but we're going to take a quick commercial break.
You got to stick around.
You got to stick around to find out how this plays out. If you want to play with us, you can watch as well on the Annie Fry YouTube channel. And don't forget the Odyssey app, AUDACY, streaming anywhere, all the time, crystal clear connection. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on X at Annie Fry Show.
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw with Retirement Advisory Group. Are you worried about market volatility? Are you concerned your money won't last you through retirement?
Hi, I'm Tammy Kershaw, and as a family-owned business, we are committed to protecting your retirement, whether you're nearing retirement or already retired. We have a lot of folks that aren't aware of all the new investment choices that are available, which give you growth and protection from losses at the same time. Are you aware of all the fees that you are currently paying? We can show you how to avoid those fees. So come in now for your free retirement review and get a second opinion on your retirement plan. And just for coming in, you'll get a copy of our latest edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. Let us show you how to retire with confidence.
We are proud to say we haven't lost a penny of our clients' money in 39 years, and we won't lose a penny of yours either. Let our family help your family. Call us now at 314-993-9494 or go online to retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
Are you nearing retirement and don't know if you have enough money saved to retire? That is scary. Do you have a written retirement financial plan in place? Well, when it comes to retirement planning, the trusted team at Financial and Tax Architects are the best. They've helped people all over St. Louis retire with confidence. And that's what you want. You want to retire with confidence. Now, they offer a one-night, 2.5-hour adult education class called Retirement Planning 101. They hold these at colleges over the St. Louis area and in Illinois.
No cost, no obligation, just learning. And at this class, you learn how to avoid costly mistakes, how to maximize your income, how to reduce taxes in retirement. So call them today, 314-888-5101, or visit fta-ria.com and take the first step toward a smarter retirement. 314-888-5101.
Speeding while driving gives you less time to react. Another car could turn out in front of you. A pedestrian could be walking their dog. Follow the speed limit to keep them safe. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
Lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop.
Boom, 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 boom.
Lollipop, lollipop, oh
This is the Annie Fry Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
Boom, 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 boom.
All right, welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. X's and O's right now with the very wonderful folks from the Dittamore Group. If you are looking to buy a home, especially if you're looking to list your home, it does not matter where you are in the thought process of that. The number one team in the number one office in the Metro East, the Dittamore Group, they're in studio with us right now. They need to be on the other end of your phone. Check them out at thedittamore.group.com and connect with them and just start the conversation. Like Tammy said before, you guys are not pushy people. You don't want to push anybody into something that they're not interested in, because that's going to end up wasting your time as well. So I can absolutely vouch for the wonderful people Tammy and Zach and her whole team are. You've got a ton of experience there. It's the right place to go. Missouri and Illinois alike. All right, so it's Tammy's turn, right?
Yes.
Zach is threatening with a diagonal tic-tac-toe, and she has just picked square number 9 for the block.
Yep.
Okay, square
Let's go.
number 9, going with Annie?
Brad.
Going with Brad.
Oh, that's a shame, because this would have been a great Annie question. Brad will probably get it.
Wait, what?
Well, thank you.
Hey, what?
All right, Brad.
How rude.
We gave away Collective Soul tickets all week, playing numerous songs by them to kick off giveaways each day. Name 2 Collective Soul songs we played this week.
This
do
week.
that.
You could do that?
What are you looking at? Don't look.
I'm not looking. I'm looking at you.
No, you weren't. You were looking down.
Yeah, but it's not up here. I was
But you
checking to see if
checked.
it was.
Hey, I checked.
He was looking.
Yeah.
I rest
so,
my case.
Shine and I think December was one as well.
Do you remember?
Nope, not that one. Agree or disagree?
I'm going to agree.
That is correct. Brad nailed that.
That's
He
also
probably could have named all 5.
No.
No?
No.
All right, so
For
that's the block.
Wow, this is getting a little spicy.
Good game.
I think I taught him how to play tic-tac-toe too well.
Oh, no. You should have sabotaged him. Look at him. Look at him. Daggers for eyes.
I don't care if she's my mom. I still want to beat her.
Oh, yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
100%.
Let's go number 6 with Brad.
Number 6 with Brad. All right, Elon Musk is starting a third party called the America Party, partially to run against the Republican Party because everyone spends too much. Donald Trump himself has been a third-party candidate for the Reform Party once. In what year was Trump the official nominee of the Reform Party? I gave you 3 choices.
Okay.
A, 2012, B, 2008, C, 2000.
Oh, gosh. You know what? This is a long time ago, and I'm going to this is just a guess. 2000 is my guess.
2000.
That is what I would have picked.
Ooh.
I don't know, though.
Agree?
This is your question.
Let's agree.
You're going to agree? That is correct.
All right.
Both of you. 2000, he was the Reform Party candidate. All right.
Zach keeps attacking. It's the Zach attack. And Tammy keeps swatting it down. Where are you going to go?
4.
4 for the block.
4, got to go 4.
With Annie.
Okay. I think Tammy knows this show better than I do. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you were listening, Tammy. Thank you.
How about if we just skip the expert on this one, just let Tammy answer?
Yeah, no kidding. You can scoop me if you want to. I've got no problem with it.
Zach's like, oh, yeah, because he's ready for that.
He knows.
You have stumbled into AI. This is a real clip from the week, run through AI, so it won't sound like the person. Tell me who said this.
I want to present to you, Mr. President, the letter I sent to the Nobel Prize Committee. It's nominating you for the Peace Prize, which is well deserved.
That's Netanyahu.
Agree or disagree?
Agree.
Here's who said it.
I want to present to you, Mr. President, the letter I sent to the Nobel Prize Committee. It's
She knows her
nominating
stuff.
you for the Peace Prize, which is well deserved.
Yep.
Gonna be a
Zach for the physical block, trying to remove Tammy's hand from writing the circle on the tic-tac-toe board.
All right, we got ourselves a situation here. We got no tic-tac-toes yet.
4-4.
And one square left, which we kind of love when it comes down to the last square.
This is for all the apples.
The whole game comes down to this. So, Zach, you're in the driver's seat here.
Both experts are on the board.
Both experts are on the board, too.
Wow.
All right. So, Zach, I'm assuming you're going to pick question number 3.
Yes.
But I don't know which expert you're going to pick.
Oh, hi.
He's locked in.
Let's go, Annie.
Okay.
Annie, on Tuesday, Pam Bondi answered a question about Epstein and the jail tape, saying, yes, it is missing some time from the tape they released. But she said all of
1999.
the tapes are missing the same amount of time from that prison tape. How much time is cut out of the tape?
1 minute?
Question mark?
Yes.
1 minute?
It's 1 minute or 1 minute and 17 seconds, which I don't know why that number is in my head, but I'm going 1 minute.
Agree or
okay.
disagree?
Sure.
That is correct.
Yes.
That is correct.
So do I win?
That means you win.
Do I win? Yes. 5-4, 5 X's,
Only
4
because you
O's.
went first.
Yes.
V for victory.
only because losers went first, but that's okay.
See, this is the type of feistiness you want when you want to list your own. You want somebody who wants to win, and they will win for you at the Dittmore Group.
We have fun.
That you absolutely do. It's why it's so fun to work with you. Also, I will throw in here, too, with Remax Alliance. If people have heard of me talking about Night of Rock Stars a lot. That is something else that you guys are incredibly
We're on the
involved
committee,
in.
yes.
How's that shaping up this year?
We're kind of down to we start with 1 month meetings. We're down to 2 a month now every other, and so we're getting our donation baskets, our auction baskets together.
It sells out, right?
We only have silver tables left. All our platinum and gold are sold out.
Can people get them right now?
You can get silver tables right now.
Silver tables. The Night of Rock Stars is an amazing event. You've never seen anything like this before. It's in Collinsville at the Gateway Convention Center, and it's where Remax Alliance and all of the people involved in that come together to help acknowledge and celebrate families, special needs children, and really the amount. It's a 6-figure fundraiser, isn't it?
Yes, over we did I think it was like 118. I'm thinking last year, but it was over $100,000. And there's
Children's
not a
Miracle Network?
dry half goes to Children's Miracle Network, and the other half we choose a local. And this time it's While You Wait.
Okay.
So it's foster kids and just to give them a little bit better step. Fun. I mean, there's not a dry eye in the house.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
It is an absolute fun evening. I go to a lot of different fundraisers, but this is by far the one that I go to that really prioritizes this experience that is unlike anything else that I've been involved in.
Right.
That's called Night of Rock Stars. But also to highlight what the Dittmore Group is doing this weekend, Shots with Santa, Christmas in July toy drive. Make sure you bring your new toy for the children of Cardinal Glennon Hospital to the Great Grizzly Bear, and the address is 1027
Geyer in Soulard.
in Soulard. And of course, the Dittmore Group located in Illinois. They work in Missouri and Illinois alike. So if you're looking to buy, if you're looking to list, the Dittmore Group is going to help you with this, but it's very obvious and apparent to everybody who knows them how much they help in the communities as well. All right, Zach, congrats.
Thank you.
Tammy, come back again.
I'll show you. Oh, good game.
Best 2 out of 3.
There you go. Come back again and we will rematch. That was a very good game.
Thank you so much for having us.
You bet. TheDittmoreGroup.com. Visit them. Great partners with us here on the Annie Fry Show. We're glad to have them. We'll be right back.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Fry Show.
It's Mark Cox, and between now and the end of summer, chances are you or someone you know is in the market to buy or sell a home. And like me, you probably know a few realtors. In fact, I know several. However, when I needed to sell my home, I made just one call to Gloria Lou with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Yes, I'm an actual client. No matter what the market does, Gloria Lou will guarantee up front and in writing to sell your home at 100% of market value, or Gloria will pay you the difference.
St. Louis home sellers, if you're looking for certainty and the most money guaranteed for the sale of your home, call me, Gloria Lou. My name is My Promise, Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Call me directly at 314-325-6888 or visit me online at gloriahasthebuyers.com. That's gloriahasthebuyers.com.
Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Hey, what's up, flies? This is David Spade. Dana Carvey. Look, I know we never actually left, but I'll just say it. We are back with another season of Fly on the Wall.
Every episode, including ones with guests, will now be on video. Every Thursday, you'll hear us and see us chatting with big-name celebrities.
And every Monday, you're stuck with just me and Dana. We react to news, what's trending, viral clips.
Follow and listen to Fly on the Wall everywhere you get your podcasts.
The reason many of us hate insurance companies is because some of them act like bullies. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. I've been dealing with these creatures my whole career. Whether it's a workers' comp claim, an auto accident, or a nursing home or medical mishap, the playbook is often the same: deny and delay. We became the largest injury firm in America for a reason. We fight the bullies. They know who we are, and I know it makes a difference for our clients. Just go to forthepeople.com and see our results and our verdicts after those bullies gave us their final offer. Hiring the wrong firm can be disastrous. Hiring the right firm could substantially increase your settlement. It's easy to get going. Visit forthepeople.com on your phone or computer, or call us on your cell at Pound Law, pound 529. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. forthepeople.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
I don't know how extensively we've discussed the poll today, but I'm sure we will here in the next couple minutes. The YouTube live chat poll: are you concerned about cloud seeding? There are 4 different highly varied options here, so we'd love to hear from you and see what you think about this topic, which we will give you the results of in just about 20 minutes. 2:33. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
JerryKelly.com. Womp bom balloon bom 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 to the boot. On route. 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 Oh, womp bom balloon bom 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 bom. I got a girl named Sue. She knows just what to do. I got a girl named Sue. She knows just what
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on X at Annie Fry Show.
Almost made me fall into the studio because I was leaning on the studio door and you just opened it and I almost fell in.
I didn't even mean for you to do that, but I would
That's
like
not
credit
true.
for it.
He said, watch this, Brad.
That's not true either. I didn't say any of that. But it was funny.
I think that Brad's less likely to lie than you.
Well, that's true, but in this instance,
Brad's a liar?
he's lying.
Oh.
I just said, Brad
starting
said,
to rub off on him in here.
Brad said the show is back on, and so
Mhm.
I walked over and opened the door, and you almost fell down.
Mm-hmm.
You were leaning against it.
That is happening.
You were talking to Dinamore.
I like it when people come in and it's this close to the end. Sometimes I feel bad when it's. I think Corey Malone of Air Comfort Service got the biggest butt kicking. I think his wife. I think it was like 8-1 in squares.
Well, the worst thing that can happen,
And I think it was my fault too.
is if you get 3 in a row and it's across the
Yeah.
board.
Yeah,
'Cause
that
if it's
kills
right
it.
down the middle, you can come back.
Yeah.
But if it's across somehow, you can't. There's nothing you can do. The game is pretty much over.
This week in news, we had a lot of things developing. I think the Epstein story is the one that's the most interesting to talk about, but probably has the least impact on what happens next. I felt like this week, post Big Beautiful Bill in the news, that there were so many things that were simmering underneath the lead headline of "Can Congress get this done?" that this stuff starts to surface to the top. This week, were there any major things that happened this week in news? I mean, obviously the Texas flood, like
yeah, but that was over
stories.
the weekend and coming into the beginning of the week.
The development of that story every day has obviously been, from a news story, it's going to be one for the history books. But when we're covering Washington, D.C. and news and politics, it was actually kind of a quiet week. Am I missing anything?
No, it really was. I would say the Epstein stuff, which is odd because it wasn't led by the politicians. Usually it's some sort of national figure or Congress or the president or whoever who's out there saying something or doing something, and there's a big movement behind it. This wasn't that. This was really apolitical in a way, in that no major politicians were really championing the cause, but it was a groundswell of people saying, where the heck is this stuff? I would say that's probably the biggest political story of the week.
Yeah.
President Trump touring the Texas flooded area right now. They're going to, I don't think that, did they have the press conference yet? I think that's going to be pending here, and we'll see if it happens during our show if we cover it. I know that the Reardon Show will certainly be monitoring it. Anytime a president goes into a place like this, it's enormously disruptive. And every political side of the issue gets to kind of have an opportunity to frame all of that in the way that they want it to look politically for themselves, to make themselves look good and the bad guy look bad. And it doesn't matter if you're the Republican, the Democrat, or the America Party in that equation. There's something there that can be utilized and flexed on to invoke some sort of emotional reaction in people. I go back and forth on this. Like, I do think Donald Trump needs to go to Texas. I do think those people in Kerr County need to know that they have the attention of the President of the United States, that the fullness and the wholeness of the tragedy that is existing there, which will consume their life for the rest of their lives. They are forever changed because of this tragedy. That when you understand that the president knows about it and will prioritize those people in that moment, that it's worthy of the President of the United States' time. That is really important. But you also cannot come in to the situation and bring everything that the presidency brings to a physical location with security, cars, shutting down roads, clearing, there have been times, I remember when Barack Obama came to St. Louis. I'm trying to think of a time when President Trump came to St. Louis, and I don't really remember that as much, but I remember Obama coming here for whatever particular reason, and the roads just all get shut down, and everybody knew it was going to happen ahead of time, so it's not really a surprise. But it is massively disruptive.
Yeah, it is.
So it is a trade-off to say, do you want the President of the United States to come to your hometown? I don't know who says no to that. If it were Joe Biden or Barack Obama, I would still want that attention if there was an issue at hand. But it is very disruptive. I don't know if it'll happen. I don't know. Lord have mercy on any people who decide to take this Texas tragedy for a political advantage. We've seen some of it, and I'm struggling with, do I put these people on the air and roast the heck out of them for the Jasmine Crockett stuff? I mean, these people are talking about this tragedy, and then they make it about themselves. I don't want to elevate it. I mean, I'm Jasmine Crockett for me on this show is in the file where I have put Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She's out there. She's trying. She is the shock jock of Congress. Republicans have that. Marjorie Taylor Greene, in many instances, is doing the same thing. That's not to say that it's ineffective, that it doesn't do something for the corresponding parties. But I, as a consumer, not as a talk show radio host, But me as a person scrolling on my X account or looking through YouTube Shorts or something, I never find anything that Jasmine Crockett has to say as something that elevates the conversation. It puts it down in the bottomless pit of cesspool politics. However low we were, Jasmine Crockett gets out her shovel and somehow or another tries to go lower. And like I said, I feel that way about people on both sides of the aisle from time to time. But Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, I don't even like calling her AOC. Like, I don't think she's worthy of being an acronym. And I also I'm not gonna play on the fact that Cortez sounds like Cortex and make it sound like I'm gonna do, make some brain joke about her. I just don't even want to give oxygen to anything that she's doing, because Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is what she is, more so because of the haters than because of the followers. Her ability to be salt in a wound for people who disagree with her, to get an immediate, very vocal and big reaction, is what makes her effective for her party. And, when the right has those people too, while I might agree in whole on the majority of the way that they vote in Congress, the method is not for me. It is for many of you. There are many of you out there we've had Marjorie Taylor Greene on the show, and I said this then, and I'll say it now. She was incredibly pleasant to talk to. She was incredibly grounded to talk to. I was impressed when we had her on the show with a real conversation about who she was and how she presented herself. So that actually changed my opinion of her, because I got to have a real conversation with her. But I don't think if I said, MTG's kind of a shock jock, I don't think if I said that to her that she would be necessarily offended by it. That's what she's going for. It's just not for me.
Matt Gaetz.
Yes.
Same type.
Not interested.
Which is why it was so shocking, because those people typically, they become national figures and then they go into the speaking circuit. They typically don't rise up beyond their level because people know that they're shock jocks. So that's, they have their place. Like you said, it's not as if the conversation is never moved by these people. It is. That's part of why they're doing it, is to get attention to some cause, and it works.
And the total opposite side of that, the like super DC stuffy, straighten your tie and like, that's not for me either. There's something in the middle that seems more relatable to me. But I don't want to this is all to say that I don't want to take Jasmine Crockett. Listen, I don't think that you're coming to this show to get rage baited by me playing the next dumb thing that Jasmine Crockett says, because the next thing she says, I'm already telling you, is going to exact the same sort of reaction out of you than the last thing she said. And at some point, it's like, what are we doing here? I want that at least from noon to 3. I'm just not interested in it. I'm not claiming her here as one of our locals, even though she is a Ladue person. I get it. I commend her for materializing what she's materialized into the success that she's had, because she's successful in that regard. I just cannot contribute to the counterpoint that they're really trying to pull out of us in order to make them more relevant. Their relevance comes from our willingness to be like, can you believe that she said yes? What would be shocking to me is if she had a measured opinion on something and came out in an articulate way that really made me think newly about an issue, and maybe I got to see her perspective. Instead, she just says offensive things because it makes people rage. She's done that with the Texas stuff. She's from Texas. She should be using the spotlight that gets pointed on her to immediately reflect on how you and I can help these people. What story do we need to know about what's going on in your home state so that we can be helpful? And if it's not, all this extra money that we all have that we can pour into the situation, what kind of prayers can we offer up? So when I watched the president, who's in Kerrville, Texas right now, He's getting ready to sit down to talk at a round table. When I watch him go in there, I'm paying a lot of attention myself as to how he handles this situation. If it feels greasy to me, I'm going to be enormously disappointed. But I have not seen him do that. This is where I think the true humanity of President Trump, of the man, Donald Trump, really does shine through. Because he has a way to connect with humans on a person-to-person level when he is a man who is larger than life. And I also will add to this, and this is, of course, just my personal perspective as a woman of faith, that I think that what happened, we will acknowledge 1 year on Sunday from President Trump being shot. That the humility that President Trump has walked away from that moment with is something that he did not have before that moment happened. Things got super, super real in Butler, Pennsylvania on July 13th of last year. And he's talked about his faith. He's talked about, God's intention, what he feels that moment materialized into. What he doesn't talk about, what I will point out myself, is he talks about how he thinks that God saved him that day. It's easy to look at that moment and think like that bullet was intended for President Trump and it missed him because God intervened. And now we get to have the benefit of that likely politically helping him come closer to being elected in a second term. If at the end of all of that, what it did was it laser focused President Trump's ability to, in a moment like this, go to Kerrville, Texas, and speak to these people in a way that he has experienced something absolutely life-threatening, absolutely real, bloody on his head. I think that his human nature was refined and reformed 1 year ago in Butler because of what happened to him. And I think that if you watch closely to this moment, this doesn't make him like a better human being. It just makes him, it puts him in a position where he can connect to the people who really matter in a better, hopefully more godly way than he could have had he not experienced what took place in Butler last year. We're monitoring it. It looks like he's walking in right now. We'll listen in here and see what he has to say, maybe cue it up when we come back just to give you a taste of what he has to say in Kerrville, Texas, sit next to Governor Abbott and, once again, stunning Melania Trump. A quick break. We'll be right back.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on X at Annie Fry Show.
Hey, it's Matt, your leaf filter trusted pro. Gutters are an often neglected part of the home. They're also one of the most important. Clogged, overflowing gutters can cause serious problems like foundation damage or basement flooding, which can cost thousands of dollars to fix. Let's face it, cleaning gutters yourself is not only a hassle, it can be dangerous. But when you get Leaf Filter, you'll never have to worry about cleaning clogged gutters again. Get started today by visiting leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free inspection. If you decide to move forward, we'll professionally clean, realign, and seal your gutters before installing our patented stainless steel micro mesh system. Leaf Filter keeps out everything but the water. And it's backed by a lifetime transferable no clogs warranty. So you're protected for good. We're in your neighborhood and ready to help. Visit Leaf Filter today for a free inspection and estimate, and you could save up to 30%. Visit leaffilter.com/radio. That's leaffilter.com/radio.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon with news for listeners who, like me, want to learn more about Bitcoin. Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club is coming to St. Louis later this summer. The Bitcoin Ben Crypto Clubs teach members what Bitcoin is, how to buy it, how to safely store it, and how to avoid scams. And we'll connect with others like us who want to learn more about crypto. St. Louis will be the 7th club nationwide and Ben's hometown. If you want to know more about Bitcoin, you need to know Bitcoin Ben. Learn more at bitcoinben.io. That's bitcoinben.io.
When's the last time you gave your home home's exterior a little love. Hi, it's Kim, and if your siding is cracking, it's fading, or just doesn't stand up to our St. Louis weather, it's time to call Lakeside Renovation and Design because they're experts in James Hardy siding, which is this durable, low-maintenance option, and it looks beautiful. Plus, you have customizable colors and textures, and so you can give your home a completely new look while protecting it for decades. Don't wait until the small problems turn into big ones. Visit lakesidearty.com to schedule your free consultation.
Good afternoon, the Mark Reardon Show getting set to get underway momentarily. Mike Elam is your host today. There will be a Reardon Roundtable. It will include, as always, Jane Duker, as well as Tim Fitch and Jeff Rainford. It all gets started after Fox News at 3.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. Full show today. Rick Santorum joined us in the noon hour to talk about the Convention of States, the possibility of a balanced budget amendment, something that Ryan demands even more when he is in a sugar withdrawal. He gets real feisty about it. Listen to him get feisty about it.
No, I'm sort of on the other side of that where I'm probably on the crash side.
Balanced budget amendment?
Oh, the balanced budget amendment. Yeah, I get
You know
really
what? The show's
feisty
almost
about
over.
that.
Don't start listening now. We'll be good. Rick Santorum talked to us about that. Check out the podcast. If you go to the Odyssey app, you can find the podcast there. And, of course, wherever you get your podcast from. And we had X's and O's with the Dittamore Group here just within this hour at the beginning. The president is in Kerrville, Texas. We're going to dip in. We don't have a whole lot of time here. We are going to get to the results of today's YouTube live chat poll, asking you if you are concerned about cloud seeding. Go to the Annie Fry YouTube channel, and you can read the options there and cast your vote. We'll get you the results here in just a couple of minutes. But President Trump sitting down to talk at the Kerrville, Texas roundtable.
We just were making a little tour of the area. It's hard to believe the devastation. Trees that are 100 years old just ripped out of the ground. I've never seen anything like it. I've seen a lot of bad ones. I've gone to a lot of hurricanes, a lot of tornadoes. I've never seen anything like this. This is a bad one. We just visited with incredible families that, look, they've been devastated. They lost their child or two children, and just hard to believe what, I've never seen anything like it. A little narrow river that becomes a monster, and that's what happened. But the First Lady and I are here in Texas to express the love and support and the anguish of our entire nation in the aftermath of this really horrific and deadly flood. Nobody has any idea how and why a thing like this could happen. It's, and by the way, I have to tell you, the people here, first responders, the sheriff's office, all of the police, law enforcement, they've done an unbelievable job. And in speaking to the parents, they said everybody has been so professional, from the governor to the senators, all the way down to the local people on the site that really are a little bit used to this. But they've been looking at this for years, but in much smaller doses, much, much smaller doses. 12 years ago, and then in 1932, they had a real bad one, but that bad one was half of what this was. But I was speaking to some of the great people in the town, and they said, no, every year we get a little bit, but it was like a little bit of a flood, right? You were telling me, and it was just a flood. We got used to it. We had people, and we took care of it. And this year, it was like, what's going on, right? So all across the country, Americans' hearts are shattered. I had to be here as president. First Lady wanted to be here. And, all the beautiful souls. And we're filled with grief and devastation. It's the loss of life. And unfortunately, they're still looking. They're still looking. There's a lot of missing children, possibly, mostly. We don't know. But they're still looking. And they'll find everybody, but it's not an easy thing. You would think it would be easy. It's very tough. I looked at what they're going through, what they have to do. But dozens and dozens of precious children taken from us with such, I looked at the pictures of almost all of them, and it's terrible. Following a torrential downpour, the worst that anyone's ever seen. Guadalupe River rose 26 feet in less than 45 minutes. And I've even heard it went well over 30 feet. There's one story that one person said it had to be 60 feet at one moment.
Wow, it's absolutely wild to hear some of these details. Of course, from President Trump, who's speaking right now, but also we've watched many different reports over the course of this week. Prayers unceasing for these families who are dealing with this absolute tragedy that is still, details are still coming out. And it's good to see the president there. I'm sure the Mark Reardon Show coming up next will monitor this situation and see if there's anything that develops out of this press conference that the president is sitting down for right now. Ethan's back in the studio with us. You want to give us some YouTube live chat poll results?
Just under 200 votes today, 197 on the YouTube live chat poll. Are you concerned about cloud seeding?
Ryan, your answer was?
Yeah, I just don't know enough about it, so I'm going to say, what's cloud seeding?
I'm at what's cloud seeding as well. Like, I need more information, but I am paying more. Like, I've known that it exists, but now I need to know more about. I've known that the discussion exists. I'm taking it a little more seriously now. Brad, what about you?
I'm scientific, but I don't think it's helpful. I'm not sure if it's helpful or not.
All right, what do we got?
42% say it is conspiratorial and dangerous. 29% say scientific and helpful. 19% say what's cloud seeding? And the final 10% believe that it is a hoax.
That's kind of spread out. I don't think we have I think more information is necessary in order to consolidate those into one side or the other.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Conspiratorial won, but barely.
Yeah. Thank you for listening this week. Pray for Texas. Pray for those families. Keep it right here at The Mark Reardon Show on 97.1 FM Talk. Next.
Rhino Shield is far superior to even the best traditional exterior house paint. Rhino Shield is 8 to 10 times thicker than paint and comes with a 25-year transferable warranty. Rhino Shield is the only ceramic coating company that has been chosen by Disney, This Old House, and 3 times on HGTV's Curb Appeal, where every episode is concentrated on unpainted brick, bonds and seals to stucco, wood, hardy, block, color lock, masonite, and more. No better product for those steel aluminum-sided homes that have become, chalky and tired looking. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. After 15 years, we've got a great reputation and a superior product. As long as it's affordable, why wouldn't you do it? Before you make the costly mistake of painting with traditional paint, you'd be best served to call Rhino Shield today. We are the experts and our evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. Tell them, ladies.
No pain, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Gain peace of mind that your flooring and carpet installation will be done right the first time when you hire the experts at Michael's Flooring Outlet. They give all their clients attentive personal